to getting shizzle done. Pardon my French, but that's exactly what we're going to do today, folks. Do me a favor before we start. I want you to go ahead and shut down everything else in your browser. Please take those other tabs and close them out. Take your mobile phone and turn it on airplane mode. I really need no distractions because tonight we're seriously going to take some very fast action. And I'm going to teach you 3 high performance habits that can literally change your life starting tonight. I'm also going to ask you one of your main goals for 2018, and we're going to work on that together. I want to get you to talk to me tonight, and I want to know where you're from. So somebody click in. Philip Williams and Andrej Gluskol, tell me, what city are you from? You didn't think you were just going to watch this tonight, did you? You get to actually say hi to me. Come on, Philip, click in here. You got to touch the screen and go into and unmute yourself.
Yep, I just unmuted myself. Yeah, here from Sarasota, Florida.
Where? Sarasota, Florida.
You betcha.
Oh my gosh. Is that on the Panhandle? Where is that?
That's down on the Gulf Coast in the middle of the state. So it's considered southern Florida. So I'm enjoying nice balmy temperatures.
All right, you're very lucky there. We got a screen share in the house. We're gonna have to get rid of Max doing that. Philip, tell me, what's the big goal for 2018 that you want to work on? What's the thing that's kind of your big challenge right now?
Really what I'm looking to do is fine-tune my processes and understand how to stop getting distracted by all sorts of things that have prevented me from achieving the goals that I'm looking to do and stay focused. I've lost complete ability to get actually serious things done. Sure, short bursts of text or phone calls dominate my entire day. And 14 hours later, I look back and I didn't get anything done. So that's what I'm hoping to start chipping away at, figuring out a better way to do that.
Okay, I love it. Look, Philip, the second secret that I'm going to share to you tonight is one I learned from David Allen. Do you know who that is? He wrote a book called Getting Things Done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's amazing. When he was in my studios, he pulled out a leather pad from his jacket, right? First of all, David looks like the college professor you never had, right? He has a TED Talk, and in his TED Talk, he's doing these martial arts moves on the stage, right? He's one of the coolest guys I met. And I said, David, how do you actually get things done? And he said, Brian, I use the idea capture system. Can I get thumbs up if anyone's ever heard of idea capture? Philip, maybe you have. Andrej, anybody else? Martin, let me see. I'm watching you. Flores, Jason Wayne, Carolyn Williams, Reinhold. Anybody hear that? Thumbs down if you.
Brian, you're muted.
How's that? I'm back. Does that sound useful and helpful?
He's
yes?
back.
Yes. Make
Yes.
sure you mute yourself if you're coming on, because otherwise there's too much chatter. And Mr. Bales is with me here on the left, and he's going to be helping out here. But look, the thing with getting things done is this, Philip, and I'll say something else about that. Philip, sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes it's a weird subconscious thing that happens in our lizard brain where we kind of fear success. And you don't look like a guy that fears success, and I don't either. But sometimes we kind of keep ourselves safe from things we think that will hurt us or embarrass us. Does that sound familiar, Philip? And I'm going to move on. I'm going to focus on you all night. Just click in, Philip. Does that sound possible even?
Absolutely. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt rule the day.
Okay. Uncertainty and doubt, yeah? Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Phil. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I was just going to say, it's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's your brain lying to yourself. It's constant.
Yeah, I think I lost you for a second there, Philip. But yeah, the thing is that it's what Dan Dagan calls false expectations of fearing reality. That's what fear is. And we got some serious chatter here, man. I don't know who it is. But can everybody hear me now? And again, if you're coming late to this, try to mute yourself, and we'll try to get rid of some of the people that are causing some cross chat. But you know what? The thing is, Philip, is that a lot of things that we're scared of, actually, they're just fancy. They're actually not going to really hurt us at all. And yet we still need to go into them, and we still need to go after those big fish and those big game and go after it. And so, Philip, it's a common problem. It's a problem that other people have as well. So stay with me, Philip. I'm going to drop some science on you. I think there's going to be a bunch of things you can learn tonight. And again, I'm all about taking action. Right now, honestly, if I'm not a little uncomfortable every day, I know I'm not doing something right because I'm not going like into the fear. And that's one of the things we teach. So thanks so much, Philip. Somebody else click in and just tell me one of the things that's challenging you or a goal you want to get done this year. Floris, Mark, what about you, Keon? And again, if you're on Zoom, could you type in your real name, Brendan or Stephen or Martin or GB, and just click in here. And Brendan, I might call on you. Isla, how you doing? Darren Hurrigan, will you click in here and tell me what's the big goal you've got this year? Can you tell me? Yes, you, sir. Darren, you got to tap the screen and you got to unmute yourself. It's a nice Christmas tree you got there. But yeah, you have to tap and then unmute. I can try to unmute you. Let me see if I can do that. There you go.
Hello.
Hey, Darren, what's that big goal for next year you want to work on?
Big goal for next year is I started a podcast recently, just this month. I just got it up on iTunes.
Okay, congratulations.
And thanks. And I really just I would love to make that my full-time gig. But it just seems like such a lot.
Okay, so you want to make it a full-time gig and you want to push forward with it, right? Okay, good. Well, you know what you're going to need to do that? You're going to need a plan. You're going to need to know yourself well enough that you're going to have to do a lot of scary things, because I was exactly where you were at 6 years ago, right? I just started my podcast literally almost 6 years ago. And all I knew was I loved it. I love broadcasting. I was meeting the coolest people in the world, Darren. You've seen some of the people I've met, right? It doesn't get much better than that. And they taught me all of the habits I'm going to share with you tonight. I got by having them on my show. But what I didn't do for 3 years is I played small, Darren. And I didn't do things that were scary. And I never built a business. And I never really had these high performance habits to take me to the next level. Does that sound familiar? Or do you know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
And so that's the big thing. I mean, sometimes it's just ourselves that hold us back. And that's what this whole Life Accelerator workshop is all about. It's so we can all go into those fears. And we can find out what's holding us back. And sometimes even your diet or your movement practice is holding you back from success. Sometimes your relationships are holding back. Sometimes it's your mindset. Sometimes it's your goddamn mobile phone, right, Darren? I mean, I don't know how much time you spend on this thing. Does anybody here spend too much time on your mobile phone? Can I see thumbs up if you spend too much time? Yes, Darren, are you one of them? Is it too much time?
Too much time.
I mean, this thing can waste so much time. And a lot of times we use it as an excuse not to take action. I'm sure Philip knows what I'm talking about. Sometimes we use it because we don't have to get comfortable. And everyone's chucking here in the chat, Theo, and everyone's saying, yes, cool, thank you very much. If you have the chat there, it's great to put just some answers for the question in there. Claire knows what I'm talking about, Fatima. And I'm telling you, on our first challenge this last week, we had the low media diet. That in itself is an absolute game changer. Just by turning the push notifications off on your phone and deleting social media for a while, you have so much space. And whether it's Darren or Philip or me, a lot of times when things get uncomfortable in life, what do? We go watch Netflix, right? Because guess what? Netflix doesn't say, Darren, that's not good enough. Darren, you have to do an episode a week if you want to build a show. Darren, you'd have to reach out to 10 guests a week if you really want a consistent roster of people on your show. And yet, it's so much easier watching Instagram, right? Look at that crazy thing he just did. He just did a muscle up. I can't do that. And what happened? The day is gone, right? Aaron knows what I'm talking about, right? Okay. So look, this is natural, all right? And so tonight, I really want to share with you 3 incredible high-performance habits that you can use to getting things done. And we're trying to get a screen share done here, but we'll get back to normal viewing. But to tell you what, right now, again, shut down all the distractions if you can. Close down the browser windows, shut the door, because we're about to get going. The bonus content is Dan Pena's Success Secrets, and later, Julian's going to put the link in there. If you're coming late, mute yourself so you don't cross-talk too much with what's going on here. And I want to get started here. So first, can everybody type in what city you're in into the chat? Whether that's Darren, Philip already told me he's from Florida. Dwayne, what city you're in. I'm really looking to everybody else. What city? We got Germany, Portugal, Aviera, Istanbul, Washington, D.C., Belgrade, Paris, Stockholm, Phoenix, Singapore, Edinburgh, Liverpool. Oh my gosh, look at these people. Kansas City. Now keep them coming. What city are you from? Mannheim, Germany, India, Hungary, Bogota, Colombia, John from Texas, San Antonio, Melbourne, Bucharest, Scottsdale. Amazing. You know, this is just the type of group we have inside London Real Academy. We've got people from all over the world. I think we graduated people from about 60 different countries. And on any one of our live calls, we've got people in, I think, 14 different time zones. Bournemouth, UK, Staten Island, New York. What's up, Cynthia? How you doing? All right, Tyler in Anchorage, Alaska. You know, we just had somebody from Alaska here at graduation in London. And again, if you're coming late, just mute yourself. We'll try to do it as well. And if you started sharing your screen, Soleil, stop sharing. That would be awesome. And we'll get this fixed. But no worries. Look, thanks for telling me what city you're in. I want to jump into today's masterclass because I want to share with you what I've learned for the past 6 years. And pay attention to what I'm saying here. Because I was like Darren 6 years ago. I started a podcast. I started interviewing people. And I didn't know where I was going. And after 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years, I realized that I was learning from some of the greatest minds on the planet. I was learning high performance habits from people like Dorian Yates, from people like Ido Portal, Dan Pena, from David Allen. Everyone was teaching me these things. And I started to realize that they were turning me into a high performance person. And so all of a sudden I started dressing differently and I started taking things seriously. Darren and Philip, I started actually getting things done. And when I look back, I realized that I was actually taking on the habits from my best guests and I was road testing them. I was trying them out in my life. What diet worked for me? What movement practice? What mindset worked for me? And I was taking that and working it into my routine. People kept saying to me, they were like, Brian, what do you do? How is London Real going to the next level? How do you have such a great team? How do you do a movie with someone like Ido Portal? The guy, you know, is an incredible star. He trains Conor McGregor, the UFC champ. And I started looking back and I was like, well, it's these high performance habits. And so I chose the top 18 habits. And that's what this Life Accelerator workshop has been all about. And today I want to teach you 3 of them to help you get things done. How does that sound? Good? Is that feeling good? Yes? Now, Reinhold Singal, who just joined our class today. Reinhold, can you click in here and tell me, what's the biggest challenge that you have for 2018? What do you really want to get done in this course?
Yes, thanks, Brian.
Great to have you. By the way, Reinhold, what made you actually pull the trigger today? Because there's 3,000 people in that free Facebook group, but not everybody has actually bought. What made you do it?
I met you personally and gained trust in you with the Dan Pena Gala event 2 weeks ago in London.
Thanks for coming. That was crazy. Okay, cool, man. Thanks for coming. All right, that's really good, man. Well, it's great having you on board. As you know, Module 1 comes out on Sunday. Pretty soon, you're going to have an incredible group of people around the world. But the thing about these people, it's different than the normal people in your life. 2 reasons. First of all, these people want to make change and want to take their life to the next level. And let's be honest, most of us aren't around a peer group like that. Most of us are around friends and family that kind of like us the way we are. Does anybody have friends like that? They're like, you know what? It's okay, but I'd rather you not get too successful because you make me feel bad. Sometimes you do like really powerful things and it makes people kind of intimidated. So really, that's what this is all about. Coming together with a group of, say, 100 people around the world. We go through this as a tribe. This is the same software I use on Tuesdays and on Sunday nights, and we do this all together. So Reinhold, tell me, what's that big thing in 2018 that you want to like tackle for good? The thing that's been bothering you for years, or where do you want to take your life to the next level?
I want to run my own company and I want to succeed with that. I struggle still and I want to really make it big.
Okay. And what do you think has been holding you back? Is it a mindset, do you think? Is it relationships? What do you think it is?
It's not having the best direction yet or the best offering yet. And of course, it's a mindset and action plan that is missing.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. You know, Dan Pena says something, and you saw him in the movie. And by the way, Reinhold was at our movie premiere 2 weeks ago in London, and there was like 320 people in the sold-out Mayfair Theater. And we did our movie. I hope you liked it, Reinhold. And then Dan Pena came on board and did Q&A afterwards. And he said something in that movie, and Dan Pena taught me this, that we all have 2 bank accounts, right? An emotional bank account and a financial bank account. And the truth is, is that until you settle your emotional bank account, you're never going to build on your financial bank account. It's just the truth, because you're going to find a reason to sabotage yourself. You're going to find a reason not to get things done. You're going to get distracted and all of these things. So you really have to figure out the emotional bank account first. And that's why, Reinhold, in module 1, we go straight inside your own brain. Yeah? We get you to quiet it with meditation. We get you to do the low media diet. We get you to be grateful, to get into a new mindset. Then we go and we instill a proper mindset. And that's why we start right at the basics, because I don't think you can have, you know, $1 million or a $10 million exit to your company until you are rock solid. And I think most people make the big mistake. They go for business tips when they're not really ready themselves personally. Does that sound like anybody here? You can be honest with me. Carolyn Williams, thanks for being honest. Mark, Tim Burfield, hold those fingers up. Marvin, I appreciate your honesty. Okay, Kat Casey, give me the 2 thumbs up. All right, great. Well, look, I want to get into tonight's webinar. Marvin, just while you're here, can you click in and tell me, do you have a similar challenge as Reinhold this year, or do you have something different?
Like, I try to change my core beliefs, you know,
Right.
because
Right.
it recently came to my consciousness that it's really about the mindset. Like, I knew it before logically, but now I'm really feeling the core beliefs pulling me back all the time. So I really got to work on that.
Yeah, okay, cool. Look, Marvin, I hear you. I mean, how many of you out there have some self-sabotaging beliefs in you? Fear of success, fear of failure. Be honest. Even I do. I'm still working on them, you know? Core values that stop you. I appreciate your honesty, Marvin. Honestly, I love honesty. Damian Canning, anything there? Nicola, anything there? Because look, until we're honest with ourselves, Jacob, Siebert, Nachman, then we're really not going to get anything done. So, all right, let's jump into tonight to the actual meat of what's happening here, all right? I want you to take away 3 simple lessons tonight. That's it, all right? And this is what I want to teach you. First, I'm going to teach you something I learned from the $50 billion man, all right? He's going to teach, and I'm going to teach you what a high-performance affirmation is. And I'm going to show you and tell you the affirmations I do every morning, and I'm going to show you a way of doing it to where you'll never forget it, and it will actually change your life. So that's the first one. Second of all, I'm going to show you the 3 exact things that David Allen shows me, the author of Getting Things Done, on how to take action, and actually GTD, as we call it around here, how to get things done. And finally, I'm going to share with you what the U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink taught me about extreme ownership. And I'm going to go deep into how I use it in my life and how you can use it today. And again, the problems I'm hearing from Philip, from Reinhold, and from Marvin, sometimes it's because you're not taking extreme ownership of the situation. Is there anybody here that sometimes plays a little bit of victim mode? Anyone here? Come on, be honest, right? Be honest. I appreciate that, Karen. Blame someone else. Oh, it's my wife's fault. It's my husband's fault. It's the kid's fault. It's my elbow. My elbow hurts today, so I can't be successful. Come on, right? There's always a reason, right? I get it all the time on our accelerator courses. Carolyn knows this, and Tim knows this. My grandma died. Look, I feel bad that she died, but it's not a reason not to take action. You know what I mean? Your grandma would want you to be successful, wouldn't she? She wouldn't want you to use that as a reason not to take action for your family, for yourself. And so that's what this is all about.
Oh, yeah.
Getting out of the wrong mindset and moving forward. All right. So let's talk about that. Most people set goals on January 1st. And do you know how long it takes until their New Year's resolutions are over? Are there any guesses? Who has a guess? Give me an amount of time of how long it takes until you're, let me see, type that in. 2 weeks, 24 hours. Let me see. 4 weeks. All right, that's good. Okay, you know what it is? 90% of the people have actually broken their New Year's resolutions within 2 weeks of New Year's. Radoslav, that's right, 1 week. Very good, man. 2 weeks. That means on January 15th, all hope is going to be gone. How many people here have ever been successful with New Year's resolutions? Let me see the thumbs. Thumbs down if you haven't. I haven't been. Anyone else? Carolyn, you have? All right, maybe you're one of them. Mark? Okay. And the reason they don't work is this. There's 2 reasons. The first is this. You don't know the right things to do. No one's giving you an outline of the 18 high-performance habits that, when stacked in the right way, create results. We say, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to try to get things done. It just doesn't work, folks. I know. I've tried it many, many years ago. That's one reason. You don't have a blueprint. The second reason is what? Somebody guess. Somebody raise their hand. It starts with an A. What's the word I'm looking for here? Anybody? Click in if you know it. Raise your hand. Carolyn, I bet you know it. Who knows this word? Isla, what's the word? All right, JP's typing it in there. Siebert, everyone's a little shy today. Come on, Siebert, click in and tell me that word. Siebert, it looks like you're on a high-performance trading floor somewhere in New York City.
Accountability.
Accountability, who's that?
Me, Casey.
Hey, Casey, what's up? Also, Siebert, you got to tell me. Siebert looks like he's trading Bitcoin and making mad money somewhere. Is that true, Siebert? No? Come on, you got to tell me. You got to tap that screen. You got to unmute yourself. I'm now fascinated with Siebert. I got to find out. But Casey said accountability. And like, I appreciate the attitude. And Siebert, if you can figure it out, click in here.
Okay.
Are you
I'm at work
Bitcoin?
actually right now. Actually, I'm at work right now, so it's a little bit crowded.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah.
That's all right, man. Look, you're doing more today with your life than the rest of those people on that floor. So stay tuned, buddy. All right, we're going to sort this out. But thank you very much. Look, Casey said it, accountability. The truth is that most of us aren't accountable to anybody. And so you say you're going to join the gym, and then you don't. You say you're going to find a new mindset. You don't. You're going to have a new diet, a new eating practice. You don't. You say you're going to get rid of toxic relationships. There's nobody checking up on you. Even your wife and husband, they're going to let it slide, right? They're not going to leave you. So accountability is the big issue, and I've got a solution for that later. So look, let's jump in here, and let's jump into the first part. Before we go into the first part, I want you to type in, what is your biggest goal for 2018? And again, I want a bodacious goal here. What does bodacious mean? It's the word I took from Dan Pena. It means something that if you did it, you would be like, wow, man, Tim, you're amazing. Siebert, you're amazing. Casey, you're amazing. I'm talking about something big. Find my dream team, job satisfaction, $20 million. Start a YouTube channel. Come on. How is that bodacious? You can do that in a second. Find my passion, pass high school. Okay, quit smoking. That's good. Graduate, start business. Fly to the moon. I like it. Financial freedom, mastermind group, confidence, improve myself, be happy with myself. 100K. 100K what? Is that dollars or subscribers on YouTube? Let me see. Sell my house, master my time, self-employed. Okay, good. These are really, really good goals. All right. Hold these goals because we're going to work on each one of these goals throughout this module. 10 grand a month. Very good. Become enlightened. That's very good. Okay. Hold on to these goals because I'm going to give you steps and we're going to work on this goal the entire process. Is everybody ready to start? Tell me, can I see some thumbs? I like thumbs. If you've been on my other course, it shows me you're alive. Come on, Gary LeBlanc. Let me see some thumbs. Come on, Mark. What do you, Mark? I can barely see like your nose, man. You're doing some crazy stuff there. Casey's got thumbs for me. Let me see. And again, if you could put your real name up there, but Damian Canning, who's there? You got somebody with you. Oh my gosh. Ryan, you got a mean looking mustache there, brother. I love it. Callum's involved. All right. Steve Kingsman, college is good. Is that Simara Himi? Is that your name, Simara? Yeah. And Gunnar, is that Gunnar Nelson, the MMA fighter from Iceland? Is that what that is? No, he knows what I'm talking about. All right. All right, cool. Let's jump in here to the first lesson, okay? And I want to teach you what a 72-year-old grumpy old man who owns his own castle in Scotland taught me. First of all, who is that? If somebody knows who that is, just shout in here. Who am I talking about?
Dan Pena.
Dan Pena, who said that?
Reinhold from Munich.
Oh, Reinhold. Okay, very good. So sorry, there's so many people up here. So, all right. Dan Pena taught me this, and it was like the third day, and I had taken a train up to Scotland. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit like Darren here. I had started my podcast, but I didn't know where to go, right? And to be honest, when I look back, I was playing small, and I was scared. That was the truth. And if Reinhold, who saw the movie on Thursday, he knows what I'm talking about. I was not ready to face my fears. And I was living life in fear. I was like, oh no, I can't do that, or I might fail, or someone might, say, Brian, you're so embarrassing, and I might do all these little weak things, right? So I took a train up to Scotland. It took me 6 hours from London. I showed up. I put a suit on and a tie. I hadn't done that in so long. Look at me now, how I dress. But that's a whole nother story, right? And it was day 3. I'll take my button off now. And he said, Brian, I do something called affirmations. And I was like, what the hell is that? That sounds like something that someone from California that wears sandals does, right? I don't do that, right? I don't do that weird stuff. And so what I did is I listened to what Dan said, and he said this. He said, Brian, I have 19 affirmations. Does anybody here have 19 affirmations? Let me see your hands. No? Carolyn does. Oh, Casey has 19 affirmations. All right, I'm going to get to you later. Type yes if you have 19. And I was like, why does Dan have 19 affirmations? What could some old man in some castle be doing about 19 affirmations every single day? And I was like, what's this all about? So I went to learn more. And I was like, well, Dan, why? And he said, Brian, what I do is I have an affirmation for every single one of my goals, right? And about 8 of my goals are for my business. And another 7 of my goals are for my students, my QLA students. And the other 4 goals was each one for my children, right? How does that sound to you? Crazy, right? And I was like, okay, tell me more. And he said, this is what I do, Brian. I take my goal, and this is something I want, right? And so for some of you, you want a YouTube channel. You want 10 grand a month. You want 100,000 something. I don't know what that was, right? You want all of these things. You want to find peace. You want to do all these things. Great. Take that goal and make it an affirmation. That means you say it as if it's true today. Does that make sense? Let me repeat that. You say it as if it's true today. Let me take an example of someone saying, thank you for typing yes. Type yes if that makes sense. Type no if I sound like I have an alien head. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Most people know that. All right, good. So this is how we do it. And it sounds simple, but it's not. Somebody said they wanted $10,000 a month. I'm going to say that means an income of $10,000 a month, maybe passive in addition to your job. This is what you do. This is your affirmation. I am comfortable and excited to be earning $10,000 per month in my online business, and I can't wait to take it to $25,000 in the next quarter. Oh my gosh, did he just say that? Why is it that simple? Let me say it again. I wake up in the morning and I walk to work and I read one of my many affirmations. You might have 5, you might have 10, you might get more over time. I did. And you say, I'm excited to be the CEO of a company that can claim $10,000 of income every month. And I look forward to increasing that to $25,000 in the next quarter. That's one of your affirmations, right? You have another affirmations for your relationships. You have another one for your movement practice, for your diet, for your purpose in life, right? And so for some of your other goals. And you state these out loud every single day. Now, what does that do? Somebody raise their hand or type in the chat, what does that actually do to your brain? Or if somebody wants to click in here and tell me, what do you think that prepares you to do? What kind of a state? Reprograms that, rewires that. That's what people are saying. Rewire the neurons, changes everything. Yeah. And what it does. Ready. What's that? What'd you say?
To set it ready.
It sets it ready. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What it does is that the brain, and here's something that most people don't know, and I didn't realize this until about 2 years ago. The brain is a very pliable instrument, right? Do you know what I mean? Do you agree? If Carolyn Williams had been born in Beijing, right now, she would be speaking Mandarin, right? Because she would have grown up with an entirely different linguistic system because the brain is that pliable. And what happens is the brain does what it's told, yeah? And when you continually tell it that you don't get things done, Philip, that's okay, I appreciate your honesty. When you continually tell it that my mind's not in the right place, right? That I can't get where I want to go, that I'm not good enough, that no, I'm not good at math. Somebody today told me they hate Christmas. I was like, stop saying that. Tell me you love Christmas. You get into these mindsets, and the same thing happened with my daughter, Gabby. When she was 8, she walked around the house saying, I'm bad at math, I'm bad at math, I'm bad. I'm like, no, how are you ever going to get better when you're telling this internal dialogue? And the truth is that we all have an internal dialogue with us, with ourselves. And guess what, folks? Is it nice? Is your internal dialogue nice? Let me see how your internal dialogue is now. Is it really nice to you, or is it not so nice? Let's be honest. Floris, I appreciate your internal. Floris, what's something that you tell yourself on a regular basis that's not very nice?
I guess that I can do it. It's just like that. Just I have an idea and I tell myself in my head I can do it. Just that.
All right. So you do have a good internal dialogue by saying you can do it, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. All right. That's good, and that's better than saying you can't do it. The problem is that only happens every time it maybe comes into your brain, and that's why I want you to get an affirmation for the goal you did today. Because I want you all to start programming your mind every day when you wake up to do these affirmations. Now, who would like to hear exactly how I do my affirmations? Anybody here would like to hear this? All right, folks. I'm going to do something very rare here. I'm going to pull out my iPhone. Okay, this is actually Brian Rose's iPhone. Now I got the face recognition going on here. Here we go. Oh my gosh, wait. Uh-oh. Here it goes. Wait, hold on. Yes, this is actually mine. Oh man, it's not even looking at my face here. Okay. These are my affirmations, folks. And I say these every day out loud. Why do I do them out loud? Anybody can type this in? Why do I do it out loud or shout in here? Why do I say these out loud as I walk down the street in front of absolute...
So the universe hears you.
Yeah, who's that?
Johan.
Johan. Dude, exactly. Thank you very much. Here are my affirmations. Let me see if we can see them. No, the screen's bright, right? Affirmations 2017. You ready, folks? Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, my gosh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's going on, Brian? You don't say those all every day. You're damn right I say them all every day. All right? Who would like to hear my affirmations? Anyone? No, I'm a little embarrassed to say them. I'm a little embarrassed. No, I'm not. I say them every day. Johan, click in here. Why else do you think I say them every day? Or someone else click in here and tell me, why would I say them out loud every day?
You're reaffirming it. You're reaffirming it to yourself. And if you do it for long enough, the universe will listen to you.
Okay, that's a very good point, right? And that is definitely one reason. Here's another reason that I said to one of my Life Accelerator graduates. All of this stuff is true. It's true, right? I am proud to be the CEO of a company that's making $10,000 a month in passive income. It's true, right? It's like me saying 2 + 2 = 4. Why wouldn't I walk down the street and say that, right? It's true. Of course it's true. So I feel comfortable saying it out loud. And this took some practice, I won't lie. In the beginning, I used to walk by old ladies and I used to stop. Then I got over the old ladies. Now I walk by 7 builders in the morning and they see me coming and they're like, oh, here we go. Here's this guy. And I'm like, you know what? I could quiet down and mumble them, or I could say, you know what? I want everybody to know that this is happening because it's true. And now I say it louder in front of the builders, right? Do you feel me? Does everybody feel me on that? And now I think they're starting to look at me like, wow, that guy, I don't know. He looks really successful. But one of them I know is about to stop me and say, by the way, what are you doing? Could you show me this? Because there's something to it. At least this is in my brain. So these are some of my affirmations. All right. So are we ready? Are we ready for this? Okay, here we go. This is my affirmations 2017. I will be revisiting these for 2018. About 80% of them will probably stay the same, and I will change up 20% of them as well. So here we go. This is me in the morning. I love saying this. It gets me in a great state. Here we go. I am a high-value, extremely motivated executive who makes big, bold, motherfucking decisive corporate moves. I am massively pitching, big thinking, bold moving, big balls die tomorrow, going for it. We will win simple. London Real is the greatest new media and transformation company on the planet. We are constantly pitching, shooting, editing, and promoting the greatest films in the world because we put passion, excitement, and learning into everything we produce. We make massive moves to increase revenues and build the business every day. London Real touches millions of people's lives every single day, and I take that responsibility seriously. I continue. I am proud of the company culture of London Real that empowers everyone here to deliver wow. I'm doing it now. Even if it's not happening, I am doing it now. And I'll get to that why. I'll get to why later. I embody extreme ownership. I'm getting into that later, right? And I continue. I go into metrics. I am excited and comfortable to invest capital to grow the brand of London Real to 10 million subscribers and 1 billion views. Let me ask you a question. Do I have a billion views? Anyone? Do I have a billion views? Do I? Yes, I do, right? So I am excited and comfortable to be that person. And that is who I am. And I continue. I am proud of the 10,000 members of the London Real Academy because it empowers them to live up to the fullest potential in themselves, their relationships, and their businesses. Do I currently have 10,000 members of the London Real Academy? Do I? Anybody? Yes, no, or yes? No or yes? Technically, I don't. But in my mind, I do. Right? And I act as if I do. And I do everything in my power to satisfy those people and build it. Right? And it continues. I go into personal goals about my relationships. I talk about revenue. I talk about my family. I keep going. Everything that's important in my life. I am lovingly and assertively pushing Kate and Damon, Gabby and Mariana to new levels of fulfillment and happiness through my actions and interactions. Everything has an affirmation that's important in my life. How does that sound? Do we like those? Do we like those? Yes? Yes? Carolyn, you like those, Carolyn? Yes? All right, Carolyn, click in here. What was your favorite affirmation? Or what did you see in those affirmations, Carolyn?
I saw you blast it. Absolutely blast. So, you know,
what? I got a new iPhone the other day and it flipped out on me. So I had to walk to the tube and I didn't have this. And I said to myself, well, I think I can remember them. And I have been saying these for 2.5 years straight. I don't miss a day. And I actually recited 80% of them from scratch. And the thing is, Carolyn, they make me feel awesome. They still work. Isn't that crazy? Now, Carolyn, what kind of state does this get me into, do you think? Like, what are some of the perks of doing this?
Well, you're standing up and you're motivated and you're just going to go for it. Just go for it.
What I do, and this is so true, Carolyn, what I do, and everybody really listen carefully here, it's really important. I put myself in the mindset that I am this incredible, powerful leader, this CEO that has an amazing community, that has a huge channel, that empowers his employees. And guess what? When that opportunity comes up to have a high-level guest on London Real, what do? Do I panic? Of course I don't panic. I have 1 billion views. I don't panic. I should be doing those things. And when I have a chance to have a JV partnership with a major personality like Tony Robbins, what do? I say, of course I should have that because I am this executive. I act as if, and I open the world up to all of these possibilities. Whereas if I wasn't really believing I was this person every single day, I might get scared a little bit when I have these opportunities, and I might not act as if, I might not go in without fear to go do those things because I would be thinking, well, you're not ready yet, Brian. You're not really making 10,000 a month. You don't really have 1 billion views. But now I talk as if I am that person, and it makes those goals happen. And I'm telling you, folks, this stuff really, really works. This isn't like the movie. What's that movie called? What was the one with that? What was the movie where they had? What was the movie where they imagine something and then it happens? The Secret. This isn't like the movie The Secret, folks. And look, if you believe in that, that's cool. But what I'm talking about is aligning the energy and the power around you to make this stuff happen. Can I tell you one story about an affirmation? And then I want to hear yours. All right? Fake until you make it. Would you like to hear one affirmation story that was like real talk in my mind? I'll tell it to you. All right. I got back from the castle about 2.5 years ago. And Mariana and I were trying to have a baby, right? When I went up to the castle, she had a really bad miscarriage like a week before we went. I actually had every reason not to go to the castle. A lot of you get into victim mode. I was the perfect victim, right? I can't go see Dan Pena in Scotland because Mariana needs me, right? And yet I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, wait a second, you're just playing small because you're scared. And I was scared. And Mariana looked at me and she said, you better go, because if you don't go, it's on you. It's not on me. And I was like, okay, that's the relationship module, right? Strong woman. And I went. So that was me not being a victim. And when I got back, I made it an affirmation. Mariana and I are excited about our brand new, beautiful baby, and we can't wait to have our second, right? And I said it every single day. And guess what happened? She had another miscarriage. And that one was even worse. And then 6 months later, we went to the doctor again, and we had to get her on this new drug, and I had to inject her every day, and she wanted to quit. And when I'd come home at night, baby, I got to inject you again. And she'd be like, I don't want you to do that. And I was like, baby, we are going to have a baby. And do you know why I knew that? Because I said this every goddamn day. I said it until when she looked in my eyes, she looked at me and I'm like, baby, we are having the family. Because I am not doubting this, because I say it every single day. And she looked in my eyes and she's like, okay, fine. And she kept up with the treatment. And honestly, about 10 months later, Caden was born. I'm telling you, folks, this is real talk. And if I had not had that affirmation every day, I might have given in. I might have said, baby, maybe it's just not for us. Maybe we have to adopt. Maybe we blah, 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 blah. But that was a real world example. It just put me in the frame of believing it. And guess what? She believed it. Gabby, our daughter, believed it. Everyone around me believed it. And when everyone starts believing something, what happens? What happens, folks? A lot of times it comes true. And amazing things happen to people who believe they're going to happen. I'm telling you, if you tell yourself something's not going to happen, rarely will that ever happen. How does that sound? Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm telling you, this is real. That's why I will do affirmations to the day I die. I will teach them to any student who will listen. And in our accelerator course, we do these, I think, in week 2 or week 3, I think it is. And we actually get people to go out and say them out loud. And they record their Facebook videos. And I'm telling you, it's nothing more beautiful than seeing people do that. And they go big and they make huge changes in their life. And it's absolutely amazing. And so this is a really, really big thing. So I want you to do something right now. I want you to take that goal and the goal that we had earlier, and I want you to write it in as an affirmation. Okay? Does that make sense? And Julian's actually going to monitor the chat because it's going so fast that I can't do it. But again, get this right. And so many people mess this up and they say, oh, I really want to have 10,000. No, I want you to say it as if it's true. And I want you to take it a step further. I want you to say something that, like, I'm excited and comfortable to do something you're not comfortable, right? So for Carolyn Williams, who's going to give a TED Talk next year, because she's in our Speak to Inspire course, and she probably hates getting on stage. Is that true, Carolyn? Are you a little nervous or not? Good, she's not. Carolyn's like, let me go, Brian. She's going to say, I'm excited and comfortable to stand on that 2-meter diameter red carpet of the TED stage and speak eloquently for 16 minutes. I am going to dominate it. And I'm so excited that my TED Talk is online. It already has 250,000 views. Now that's an affirmation. And think about it, folks. Carolyn's going to be saying that every single day, every single day. So what's that going to do? It's going to make her think, well, what am I doing to empower that? Who am I calling? What TEDx event am I contacting? Is my speech ready? Have I done the homework for Brian's course? Because if she's saying it every day, how can she skip the homework? Because her brain's like, wait a second, but you're a TED speaker, so we better get this done. I'm telling you, it's a great way of getting rid of bad habits and manifesting yourself to get those things done. So again, type that in the chat, and I want to go to Julian now and find out what they're at. Do we have a video lesson we can play from Pena that YouTube did? Is that possible, or is that going to be tricky? Tricky? Okay, cool. All right. Look, we've got a video that I'll share later, and it's Dan Pena talking on affirmations. So I'll share it at the end of the call, and you can get a little bit of a dose from the $50 billion man himself. But again, type those in. Are you done typing in your affirmations? Just give me a thumbs up if you have. If not, just go ahead and type those in right now, because I really want to review them now. And Mr. Bill, should I slide on over to you? You got them there? Because I'm having a hard time with some of these chats here. First of all, I really didn't get a good feel for people. How's the audience? It seemed pretty global, from like Bogota, Colombia to everything else, right?
Audience is very global, Mr. Rose, yes. We have about 230 people currently on the call, and they are from all over the world, if the webinar jam is to be believed.
Okay, fantastic. Well, great. And again, look, this is typical. As Carolyn knows, on our live calls, we have usually people from 14 different time zones, graduated people from 60 some odd countries on all 6 continents, I believe. And that's the strength of London Real Academy, because we have people from everywhere. And, you know, Carolyn will be, she'll be talking to someone from California and someone from Asia and someone who's up in the middle of the night from New Zealand, and it makes us super, super strong. So what are people saying about affirmations? Sometimes it's hard for them to understand the relation between a goal and affirmation.
People loving your affirmations.
Oh, okay, cool.
Plenty of them coming through now. Let's kick off with Ryan. He says, my work empowers me and empowers others, and I excel at what I do.
Okay, good. My work empowers me and empowers others, and I excel at what I do. I like that. One of the things we're going to teach you, Ryan, if you come to in the module 2, is I'm going to get you to make that goal a little more specific and more time-worthy, kind of this whole concept of the SMART goal, because that way you can embody something that might take a while in the future and make it happen today. But I still like that. I would also like to incorporate something quantifiable. And you heard in mine, the 10,000 members, the 1 billion views. I had some revenue figures in there that I held back on, but I pound that stuff into my head every single day. So I like it. When in doubt, go bigger.
Darian says, I'm the light heavyweight world boxing champion of the world.
Now that's an affirmation, Darren. That's an affirmation. I like it. I love it. And give me a title. Is it the WBC or the WBA, or is it all of the unified belts? This is what I'm talking about, folks. And again, look at Darren. He says that every single day. What happens when he goes by those Christmas cakes? What's Darren going to say? Is he, wait a second, would the champion have the Christmas cakes? Champion Bales might have the Christmas cakes, but of course not. Would the champion not get 9 hours of sleep a night? Would the champion spar that extra round, right? Even though he's busted up from the day. Yes, he would. Yes, he would. Yes, he would. That's a powerful affirmation. And once you start saying it, it happens. If you look at the successful fighters, Conor McGregor, John Jones, they all have vision boards. Conor McGregor says, I see it before it happens. Let me repeat that, folks. He says, I see it. I see these things. I see myself knocking him out easily. He predicts his fights. It doesn't always come true, does it? But it does a lot of times. What is that in disguise? What is that? It's an affirmation, because he's a London Real Life Accelerator graduate. Oh, no, we just couldn't tell anybody. Sorry. But yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's seeing the future, and he's manifesting that future. So I love it, Darren. I love it. What else we got? These are great.
We got Isla from Speak to Inspire. This one may need a little bit of refinement for you, but it says, I'm going to deliver an amazing speech with a lot of confidence on Friday at London Real Studios.
Okay, cool. Isla, this is perfect. And Carolyn's clapping because she's in the class with her. Isla's doing an amazing job on the Speak to Inspire course. Again, she knows what it's like to be inside La Familia of London Real. It's a lot of love, it's a lot of hard work, and a lot of results. The one thing, Isla, though, is that you're hoping for this to happen on Friday. And so I would much rather you speak as if it's already true, right? So I am excited and comfortable to drop science on the 30 people in the room that will see the greatest speech that's ever fallen on their ears. I'm excited and comfortable to see them bow down to me afterwards, to praise me as the greatest speaker known to man. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Or if you want to go too crazy, you could just talk about it as if it's happened and Brian Rose told me that's the greatest speech he's ever seen in his life. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense, Isla? Are you feeling that? Does that make sense to everyone else? Type yes if that makes sense. Again, go big and talk about it as if it's already true. So Carolyn says, I'm proud of the 250,000 views on my TEDx talk on YouTube. I'm excited by the 2-book deal it already landed me. I'm excited to be invited by Tony Robbins to speak on stage at his event in Florida. And I'm excited about all these things that happen to me because I am an accomplished speaker. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. She says that every day, things start changing. When you don't say that, things don't always move forward. So Isla, great example. Make sure you tighten that up a little bit to really get the full affirmation there. What else we got?
Here's one from Callum. He says, I am astounded and amazed to be chairman of Shrewsbury Town Football Club and to have overseen our rise to the Premier League.
Okay, that's good. I like it, but you're not astounded and amazed. You're proud and excited to be the manager of that club and to be taking it to the next level, to announce your first win over Manchester United and blah, 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 blah. So I love it, but why not go big with it? Why not go big? Because when you tell me that it's an accomplishment or I'm super proud, it might say that it's out of your league. I don't think it's out of your league. How do you think President Obama made it to the White House? As Dan Pena would say, that's the biggest bodacious goal ever, right? You've got the son of immigrants, a guy that was smoking weed in college, the first black man as president. Now that is a bodacious affirmation. I'm sure Barack Obama looked in the mirror many, many times and said, I'm excited to be the president of the United States of America and be enacting meaningful legislation for this country. I doubt he ever said, I'm super surprised to be president, right? That doesn't get the job done, folks. But go big. We got one life. Why wouldn't you go big? So, all right, very good, very good. We got one more?
Sure. Timbo says, I'm an expert paleo coach, meeting the needs of thousands of people looking for a naturally powerful alternative easily. There is no limit on my freedom and income.
Okay, look, I like that a lot. Now, I don't know where you're at right now. I don't know if you are a paleo coach, but I would like you to also drop a few stats in there. I'm an expert paleo coach, leading his 10,000 students with a revenue of $1 million per month. I am a New York Times bestseller, and I'm looking forward to my future partnership with blah, 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 blah. Let's go big, because you can wake up tomorrow and say, yeah, I'm a paleo coach. I would love it to have something that just shows yourself that you're a seriously accomplished coach. One of the top rated paleo coaches in the country with his own best-selling book, blah, 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 blah. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, and again, I love quantifiable pieces. That's why I talk about 1 billion views. That's why I talk about 10,000 members of London Real Academy. It's funny, I didn't tell Julian this. I was walking down like a week ago and I was like, 1 billion views. And on YouTube, we're almost about to hit 50 million. We probably got 100 million across all platforms. And I was looking at that and I was like smiling to myself and I thought, Julian, we're gonna hit that fairly soon. And like, I'm telling you folks, 4 years ago, Julian and I were celebrating 10,000 views, right? Now, what happens when I say we're gonna get to 1 billion views? What does that mean? That means I have to think 10x or 100x in everything I do. That means the next guest on London Real has to be the best person in the world. That means this course has to be the greatest course ever. That means everything we do has to be huge, which means all of my decisions have changed. It also means that Julian's decisions have changed. If he knows he's got to get 1 billion views, well, he's going to be thinking, well, I better not pitch that weird yoga teacher for the show. I better give something really important. So again, it changes the whole organization, changes your family members, changes everything. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right, I better go back in, right?
Good.
All right, cool. Maybe we can figure out a way to play those vids. I don't know if you can with the Ziri, but if not, that's cool. All right, folks, how does that sound? We feel good about those affirmations? Yes? Come on, Flores, are you feeling good about that? Gary LeBlanc, you feeling good about those? I'm telling you, folks, it's a game changer. Say them out loud. Write them in your smartphone. Have it part as your daily exercise. I do this, then I do my gratitude, and I've already done my meditation for the morning. That's module 1, baby. I do it every single day. That's why I'm so handsome. That's why we're so successful. All right, moving on. Let's get to number 2. Thank you, Casey. Casey was feeling you on that. Thank you, brother.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, who's that?
This is Ryan over here.
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan. What's up?
How you doing? Real quick question. I was wondering if you're willing to share us any of your affirmations about relationships with your family, with your wife, because for me, those things are the cornerstone of my life, and they help propel me into my other goals. And so I'd just be, you got me.
Cool. No, thanks for the question, Ryan. I really appreciate it. And again, I will be answering a lot more questions at the end for sure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This one. No, but that's cool, man. I don't mind. Look, this is Zoom. Honestly, this is why I'd rather do this on Zoom than Webinar Jam. Webinar Jam's nice, but I can't see you guys and talk to you guys. Like, this is the fun. And again, you get to all see each other. I mean, these are going to be your future classmates. Carolyn knows how much fun this is when I do these calls on Tuesday and Sunday night. This is what we do every week, twice a week. So, Ryan, this is a great question. Module 5 on the Life Accelerator is all about relationships. And it's all about removing the toxic ones in your life. It's about investing in the ones that you've forgotten about, people that you take for granted all the time. And it's really about changing your whole relationship game. When it comes to my affirmation, big ones in here. But some of the big ones that I have are really about empowering those strong relationships in my life. And so, again, I won't get into all the details, but for me, when it comes to Mariana, who's pretty much the love of my life, the mother of my children, she's the one that I'm really looking to take to the next level, to impact in such a way where she feels at the center and control of her universe. Because a lot of times she's a mother of 2 and she's home with the boy. A separate affirmation to her where I empower her to be everything she can be. Because I realize that no matter how successful London Real is, what does that really mean for her, right? It doesn't mean that much. Everyone in your life needs wins. Ryan and Carolyn and Reinhold and Gary LeBlanc. And you don't want the people in your life to play small, because then they get frustrated and they're not great. You want them to go big. So my affirmations are around their goals, if that makes sense, Ryan. And so what we do in Module 5 is we find out what's important to them and we invest in their future. Even though most of the time, how many people here take their significant other for granted? Come on, be honest here. Come on. How many people don't treat them as well as we should treat them? Thank you, Marvin. I appreciate you being honest. I am guilty of this, right? In the last 4 weeks, I've been going big on this Dan Pena movie, and I haven't been home, and I haven't been investing as much time in boys either. So each one of my boys has a separate affirmation as well. Thank you, Reinhold. I appreciate it. We're going to be working on that. Don't worry. So it means that I have to make a specific investment and a commitment to the. I can't just say, yeah, I got to spend more time with my kids. That sounds like a New Year's resolution. And we have those in 2 weeks. So I put it in actual SMART goal, and I stick it into an actual affirmation, Ryan, and I say it every day. So it's a great question. If I have time, I'll tell you those. All right, folks, let's get on with action item number 2. Really, really important. And again, I want to get through 3 here as soon as possible. I can talk. I respect. I want to get this done. Let's talk about David Allen. Funny enough, Philip talked about getting things done. All right. David Allen was the first guest at the brand new London Real Studios. He was amazing. He came in with a black and glasses, and he walked in, and he was a college professor that you always wish you had, right? Super cool guy. And I remember he said this to me before we started filming. He said, Brian, people think Getting Things Done, my book, is about CEOs. It's about people on LinkedIn. He said, do you want to know who some of my most successful clients are? They're musicians, they're painters, they're artists, they're even politicians. They're these people that you wouldn't equate this GTD strategy with. And he said, Brian, and do you know what happens? I've got a show tomorrow with David Icke, right? Very controversial, right? He's a conspiracy guy. Where's the chair? This chair right here, the leather chair, right? Do you guys know that chair? Give me thumbs up if you know that chair, right? What I do Every time before I start an episode on London Real, I look at the chair and I think to myself, why is that person in the chair? Why isn't it one of you? Why isn't it that guy I just walked by on the street? Why isn't the other people out there in the same field? There's tons of people that are conspiracy theorists. Why is David Icke in my chair? Why is Ido Portal in my chair? What's the difference between them and everyone else? Tell me if you think you know. Type it in the chat. I am convinced it all comes down to one thing. Those people get things done. That's it. That's it. Through the face of fear, inaction, my grandma died, my dog ate my homework, all of those excuses we've told ourselves. I'm playing too small. I'm scared. I can't go to Dan Pena's castle because of a miscarriage. All of those stop me from getting things done. And the only reason that Eddie Izzard is in that chair, the only reason that Ido Portal is in that chair is because he gets things done. He gets things done. And so I want to show you a method of getting things done that I use tonight. And I want to show you because it's the #1 problem of London Reelers. Did you know that? How many people here would say getting things done is their #1 problem? Just so I can see for thumbs up. Let me see. Flores, Casey, hold those thumbs up. Gary LeBlanc. Let me see. Isla. Okay. Mike Anderson. Who else? Max. Keep those up. Axel is. Okay. Let's see. Who else? Marco. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate your honesty. Nico. Timbo says no problem. Tourist. I love that name. Please put your full name in there. Gary Brown. Mark. Okay. Look, I appreciate your honesty. Okay. And again, the lack of GTD is an absolute killer. It'll crush ideas. Do you know how many people I've met who had the idea for Uber but never got it done? Anybody ever met someone like that? Right? Everyone has an excuse for not getting things done. So let me share with you the 3 things I do to get things done. And David Allen taught me these things, and all of you are going to do them tonight. Okay? The first one is something I talked about earlier, and it's an amazing, amazing tool. And most of us never, ever use it. And the truth is this. The brain is an amazing, amazing tool. Do you know what it's good at? Type in the chat if you know what the brain is good at. Anyone know what the brain is good at? It's really good. Thoughts, that's good. Who else is it? It's great. Visualizing, it's great. It's great for coming up with ideas, right? What is it really bad at? What is it really bad at? Think about it. Working out problems, distracting, storage, that's not bad. Listening, okay. It's very bad at remembering those ideas. How many people have ever woken up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. to remember that you had to buy cat food? Anyone ever did that? Or remember you had to do that thing at work to send that email to that person at work, right? And how many other people have ever had an amazing idea that you've remembered, you've thought of, and then you've never actually executed on? Anyone? Brad Islam, yes, write things up. Because you've never captured the idea. And that's what we're going to talk about. Idea capture. This is an absolute game changer. I use my phone. David Allen uses the black notebook that he got out during the episode. You can watch it in the episode. He pulls it out. Of course, it's a black leather notebook. He's David Allen. He's like a Harvard professor, right? Or he looks like one. I use my phone. And no, this isn't, I'm going to tell you real talk, folks. This is what I do. Now, I'm not saying this is for everyone. You can download apps called Todoist. That's amazing. But whatever you do, write it down as soon as it comes into your brain. And I do this all the time with Mariana. I do this in meetings. I do it every single hour of the day. I do it when I'm laying in bed before I go to sleep. What I do is this. I go to my email. I write a message to myself. I type in Brian, and in the subject line, in all caps, I write whatever it is I thought of. Make sure you add module 7 to the Life Accelerator because I want to take them to the next level. Make sure during the webinar, you also tell them about step 2 of getting things done. Make sure you order cat food, right? I've got everything in there. It's called idea capture, and no one ever does it. Do you know how many times I've been out at dinner with someone or I'm in a meeting with someone, they come up with a good idea, and I'm waiting. 3 minutes later, I'm like, did you capture that? Oh, no, I'll remember it. I'm like, no, you won't remember. I know you won't. And so I'm constantly taking notes throughout my entire day, and they all go into a place that I look at every single day. For me, it's my email inbox. Now, look, it's a little messy. I think you could have notes on your phone. You could have some Todoist, which is an app for idea capture. But I'll say this, folks, for anybody who doesn't like my strategy, I look at my email every single day, don't I? So I'm constantly looking at it, and I'm constantly going through unopened messages. And when I see something that I haven't done, I'm reminded that, yes, I need to do that idea. So that is idea capture. Does that make sense? Who here has a good idea capture system they use right now? Anybody? Come on, raise your hand. Carolyn, you got something? Anybody here? Anybody is good for type Evernote? Axel, click in here, Axel. What do you use right now for idea capture? Or Callum, click in here. Or both of you guys, click in and tell me what do you use for idea capture. Come on, guys, don't be shy. Kyle, hit me.
I'm using the David Allen system, and I'm using my phone recording voice notes.
So how do you actually capture those ideas? What do you actually use?
I just use my iPhone and record a voice note.
Voice message. Okay. And then later you review it, right?
And then every morning, first thing after I've done my meditation, etc., I write my ideas down.
Okay, good. Well, I want to get to the next part. But look, somebody was saying Post-it notes. That's good. I write things on Post-it notes as well. Honestly, Axel's got it written down. Keep a notebook with you at all times. Whatever you do, make sure you capture. That's all I got to say. Now, later you can use an app or a Todoist or something, but as long as it works for you. But all the high-performance people I know, they use idea capture. Okay? Now, look, that's step one. Callum mentioned step two. Callum, if you could just mute yourself. And let me just go to step two, and then I'll answer some questions at the end. The next thing comes the 2-minute rule. How many people know what the 2-minute rule is? Raise your hand with the 2-minute rule. See, Carolyn uses that. Let me see. Axel, click in here and tell me what you think the 2-minute rule is. Axel, is that like Axel Foley from Beverly Hills?
Everybody say that, yeah, with some same generation.
Are you from Germany?
No, I'm in Paris, in Nice, France.
Nice, okay. That's cool. Well, you know, to be confused with Eddie Murphy is not a bad thing, Axel. Come on.
No.
Right? All right, what is the 2-minute rule? This is very important.
I'm not sure, but is it like you helping good things that you want to do in 2 minutes, and then bad habits?
Okay,
like
look,
make it harder?
This is one of David Allen's rules, is that once you do the idea capture, or once you're looking at that idea that's been captured, say the next day, if you can do it in 2 minutes, then you do it right away.
Right away.
No excuses. So if it's book a personal trainer, do that massage, call the doctor, check on my kid's hospital appointment. If you can do it right then, 2-minute rule, bam. That alone will kill most of the procrastination in this group, just the 2-minute rule. If you can't do it in 2 minutes, we have an amazing phrase that David taught me called the next action step. This is crucial. A lot of people, they think of the idea, I want to be the heavyweight boxing champion, right? Like Gunnar did earlier. Was that Gunnar who wants to be the champion? And guess what? It stays just like that. There's no next action step. The next action step is what do you do next that's doable to get you to that level? Now, Gunnar, I don't know if you're currently training at a gym. I don't know if you have a title fight set up. I don't know if you have something, but you have to have a next action step. And that is crucial. That's why most great ideas never go anywhere. So say, for example, I capture the idea that I want to start something called a public speaking accelerator. I had this idea about 9 months ago, right? It came into my phone. The next day, I could have stared at it. Now, can I do that in 2 minutes? Anyone? Can I do that in 2 minutes? No, unfortunately, I can't. Thank you, Max. I appreciate that. I can't do that in 2 minutes. But what's the next action step? It's to tell Julian to do it. No, I'm just joking. It's to, what am I going to do? Well, I've got to have a meeting with Julian and Alexander and the video team, and I want to get their thoughts on if we can pull this off. And if so, I want to put together an action step of what are we going to do after this. I want to do a deep dive survey with all of you London Reelers and find out what's the biggest challenge you face in this. I want to put it in the calendar. I want to take all of these next action steps. And so this is the crucial part. You do an idea capture. Next, you have to have a next action step. Gunnar, if you're there, can you click in? Tell me what's the next action step that you have to becoming the heavyweight champion if you're here. And if not, I want you all to think about this concept of the next action step. Yeah? Oh, it's Daniel. What's your next action step for becoming the champ?
I need to be Norway's strongest man.
Why do you have to be the strongest man if you want to be a fighter? You don't want to be the strongest man. Or you're different. Well, you want to be the strongest man. Okay. What's your next action step? Does that mean you have to get on a strength program? does that mean you have to sign up for one of the contests to start competing to be the strongest man? Is that one of your next action steps?
My next action step is putting on a diet.
Okay, all right. Well, are you going to do it? Because it's great to kind of fantasize about being that strongest man. But if we don't start taking the next action steps, then it's going to stay as a dream and a fantasy. And that's if we don't take the next action step, it remains in our brain. And then we're back to what? Not getting things done. So what would be your next concrete action step to doing it?
I've actually talked about making a meal plan for 2 weeks, but I've always
you're not doing it, right?
Yes.
Okay, well then you have to pull the trigger and do something.
I said to myself I would do it tonight.
What you probably need to do is get some accountability, which means you have to hire a nutritionist that's going to come in and give you the plan and come in and maybe even cook for you and make sure you actually do it. Because I'm sorry, brother, but doing it with willpower obviously isn't working out for you. So we're going to have a next action step that puts you in a successful zone. All right. So look, we can get into your story more later, but that's the crucial part of what David Allen taught me. And so based on that, I want you all to go back to that goal. I want you to go to that affirmation, and I want you all to type in your next action step. And again, this is something that you do that's going to help take you to the next level. If it's $10,000 a month, what's the step that gets you there? Well, I'm going to have to find something to sell. So what's something that I can take action and do? And folks, it's not reading a book. It's not listening to a podcast. It's not meditating. These are not next action steps, Axel and Callum. These are not next action steps, buddies. I need something that's specific that's going to get you on the road to that goal. All right? So take a minute now. And again, think big. What was a guy who wanted to be the chairman of that football club? Well, what do you need? Do you need first to be the chairman of a local club? Do you need to set up a meeting to where you can meet some of the executives? Do you need to get a business degree? Your next action step could be to sign up for business school at night. It could be anything, but you must have that next step. So please type in the next action step, and I want to go to you. Make sure it's concrete and make sure it actually gets you to the next level. All right? So I'm going to come to Julian, our head of strategy. I didn't really introduce you properly. And maybe we can go here. Julian has been faithfully monitoring all the stuff going on in here. By the way, Julian, I got to say, I like Zoom much better than Webinar Jam. It's fun seeing everybody's faces, right?
Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah, it's so much better, right? Now I get to see Justin Pierpont. Justin, did you put in your next action step? You did. Okay, cool. All right, Julian, are people feeling this? Because again, this isn't rocket science, and neither is the whole concept of affirmations. And getting things done isn't, but so many people fail to do it. So if they can actually get this process in place of idea capture and do it for every idea, and then get the 2-minute rule with the next action step for every idea, honestly, you will be successful. So what are people saying?
Callum is saying next action step is save £15,000 for Dan Penn's seminar.
Okay, save £15,000 for the Dan Pena seminar. That's not a bad next action step, but that sounds a little bit like procrastination to me. So I would rather you do something a little more active, because you can save, but I mean, what are you going to save? 10 pounds tomorrow? I would say if you want to be successful, maybe instead, find someone that's going to teach you quicker, cheaper, more practically. Get in a peer group that's going to take you to the next level. I'd rather see a little more action, but okay, it's the right idea. What else we got?
Samsung Galaxy S7 says, I need
Put your name in there. I need your full name here, folks. Go into Zoom and do a first name and a last name. Somebody's got tourist in there, and I'll talk about that later. Someone has home in there. So go ahead.
That's the next action step. So if they say, I need to create a business plan, a website within 2 weeks, they can get started imminently.
Okay, business plan, website within 2 weeks, and get started imminently. I like it, but it's not concrete enough. What you need to do is get that website built ASAP. 2-minute rule, you could go to Squarespace right now and buy an account for 25 pounds. This is what we teach our Business Accelerator people, and you could start designing it tonight. Because if you just say, I've got to do that in 2 weeks, it might not actually get done. I would much rather you have a next action step that puts you in momentum. Does that make sense to me, Justin and Gary LeBlanc? Something that gets the ball rolling, because it's so easy to kick the can down the road. You all know what I'm talking about. Oh, I need to get in shape. My next action step is to watch a YouTube video on kettlebells. Yeah, right. Justin's smiling. He's like, Brian, I did that yesterday. Okay. But a better action step would be to call up the gym and book right now for 60 pounds your first personal training appointment. Guess what? You'll probably show up and you'll probably be moving forward. So again, I'd rather see a next action step that really accomplishes things. What else we got?
Darian, who wants to be world champion, says he needs to fight stronger opponents and advance.
Okay, I like that, Darian. Fight stronger opponents in advance. I would still rather seek something concrete for a next action step. So that could mean getting out of your comfort zone, going to that gym across the way, and booking it in for a Monday sparring session. Call them up and say, I'd love to come in and spar. It's scary as hell. They might knock your block off, but you're going to be challenged. You might find a new coach there. You might do something that will get you to the next level. A lot of times doing the same thing in the same gym is not going to get you there. So again, what gets you out of your comfort zone? What is the next action step that really propels you along? Does that make sense? It really should be a strong action that you can take. That's really what I'm looking for here, folks. Really strong next action steps. All right, Ryan Holt feels me there. Okay.
Sanya says, I will replace my daily 2-hour TV watching with reading papers and coding.
Okay, daily 2 hours TV watching with reading papers and coding. I like this. First of all, on the low media diet, I'll have you off that stuff in week 1. We'll be gone. So you'll basically have an extra 10 hours a week to getting things done. Can you imagine 10 hours a week? Do you know how productive you'll be once we cut out the media? But that's only for the people that join us, all right? So all of a sudden you'll have all this time, but I would rather you really replace it with specific work. So I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to learn this. I'm going to, get a mentor to walk me through this specific action plan so it doesn't get kicked down the road. So that's really good. We got one more?
Yeah, Julian says, I want to move like Ido Portal. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to book climbing lessons.
Okay, good. Now, that almost went wrong there. I want to move like Ido Portal. That's not a next action step, right? That's not helping the situation, right? But by booking the climbing appointment tomorrow, that's perfect. That means you're going to take the action. You're going to do something. On the back of that action, you're going to take another action, and it's crucial. So again, idea capture. Oh, I saw that video with Ido. Great. I'm going to take some action. I'm going to write it down, book a climbing class. I see it the next morning, 2-minute rule. I can do it right now. Go online, book it in, credit card, you're done. Very important to marry these two, and don't kid yourself. So idea capture, finally do the 2-minute rule or the next action step. So that's it. Is that it for most of ours? Sure. Anyone? Okay, good. The final thing I want to say before I move on is this, and this is what David Allen taught me, and it's what I did on Sunday here in the studio. It's called the Week in Review. And this is when you look back for 7 days and you say, wait a second, I actually didn't go sparring across town, or I did the climbing class and the next day I haven't moved. So I'm actually not staying true with my goals. What is this next action step I have to do this week to kickstart it again? All right. So you must review these every week. All right. And this is covered all in module 2 inside the accelerator. And we make sure that first of all, you have 5 goals, bodacious ones for 2018. You have an affirmation for each goal, and you have a next action step for every affirmation. And every single day we're moving that forward. Does that make sense for everybody? Yes? Okay. All right, folks, I want to finish this out. I want to show you the last secret to getting things done. And for this, I'm going to channel my good friend and the scariest dude I ever met in the world, the U.S. Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink. Who would like to hear a story about me and Jocko? Anyone? Justin's like, tell me, Brian, did he choke you out? Did he punch you in the face? Did he scare the hell out of you? Casey wants to hear it. Ryan wants to hear it. Okay. Here's the deal with Jocko. I heard him on Tim Ferriss. I heard him on Joe Rogan. And of course, what did I do? I did an idea capture. Now that I think about it, I was like, book Jocko on the show. The next day, what did I do? I took a next action step. And I said to our guest booking, please contact this guy. I want him on the show. That led to Jocko replying me. He was in London randomly and said, I'll come on the show. And I was like, what? It was like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. Now, at the same time, what had I been saying every single morning? Right? I am proud of my 10 million subscribers with 1 billion views. I'm a badass who get things done, right? Right? I go for it. So, of course, I'm already ready. So when Jocko comes up, I'm like, of course he'll be on the show, right? He's since been on a total, I think, of 0 other video podcasts, right? And he chooses his podcasts very, very carefully if he's even on them. So it was a major big deal to get Jocko in the studio. How many people saw our episode with Jocko? Yeah, let me see. Yeah, you did. It was good, right? Solid, right? And I had an amazing time. So first of all, again, just as an aside, I hadn't even thought about that. But all of those high performance habits from before got me Jocko on the show, right? And guess what happened? I learned another high performance habit from Jocko. First of all, is Jocko as scary as he looks? Type in yes if you think yes, and type in no. Nobody can be that scary. I'm really curious what people say. No, no, no. Let me see. No, yes. Callum says yes. Dan. Justin Pierpoint says fuck yeah. Okay, all right, very good. Yep. Okay. Here's the story. Yes, he is. He's actually scarier, right? And I've had the $50 billion man in here. I've rolled with black belt jiu-jitsu guys in Brazil. I've sparred with Thai boxers. They broke my nose in Thailand, right? I've been around scary people. And I'm like, come on, I'm not going to let Jocko intimidate me. I went outside and he came up and he intimidated me, right? He's big, he's scary, and I think he tries to intimidate you because he used to be a senior guy in the military. And he told me that he wouldn't smile for 6 months after meeting someone because that was his code. And if you look, there's pictures on Facebook and he's looking at me on one of those pictures, you know that picture? And he's looking at me and he's looking at me up and down like this, like, who the heck is this guy, right? And that's okay, that's okay. But since we've kind of become kind of friends, kind of. So the deal is this, Jocko's really intimidating. And he told me a story on the show, and it was this. And I want you all to pay attention because this is super important. Jocko was in Ramadi in 2006, right? He was in there with his SEAL team in one of the worst urban warfare situations in modern history. It was bad. His first tour in Iraq was a piece of cake. He's like, this is easy. We bust in, we take the bad guys home, we're badass Navy SEALs. The second tour was very, very hard. And he went out on a mission one day, and he was paired with Iraqi soldiers, didn't speak English. And he went out with his guys into an urban situation, buildings that have no markers, enemy fire, enemies that are salty and ready to kill. And what happened? What happened? The worst thing that can ever happen to a military commander happened. Do you know what that was? Type it in the chat if you know what it is. His own men killed each other. It's called a blue on blue. It's the worst, worst, worst thing that can ever happen to a commanding officer. He would rather get killed. He would rather his troops get killed than his guys shoot his own guys, his own brothers that they fought together. But it happened because of a major, major foul up. And so it happened, and Jocko felt absolutely sick to his stomach, and everybody came back to base, and he got a call from the senior generals, and they were all coming in. And they were going to have a meeting, and they wanted to know what happened. And so Jocko went around, and he talked to everybody that was involved. He got all the information, and he walked into that meeting. And the generals were there, and all the guys were there, and the Iraqi troops were there. And he raised his hand, and he said, whose fault was it today that two of our guys got shot and killed? And one of the radio guys raised his hand, and he said, it's my fault, sir. It was communication problems. My radio went out. I should have told the guys that that building was occupied, and it wasn't our building, and they wouldn't have shot that building. And Jocko said, sit down. You're wrong. Whose fault was it? Another guy raised his hand. He said, I'm the translator. I'm the one that was translating from English to Iraqi. I did not tell the Iraqi soldiers where they shouldn't have been, and that's why they got shot. It was my fault, sir. Jocko said, sit down. Wrong. Finally, he went to one of the munitions guys. And these are the guys that had been working the guns and didn't realize when they had been shooting into friendly fire and kept pouring rounds in. And he was like, I should have known. I should have waited. I should have double-checked communication before I put in the rounds that actually killed the guys. And he said, sit down. You're wrong. He said, you know who was responsible? I was responsible. I'm the commanding officer. I take extreme ownership of everything that happens to this platoon. I own it. It's my fault because I didn't give you a better translator. I didn't give you more hardware communications so you could talk to each other. I should have rallied the superiors for that gear. And it's your fault because you didn't get the training to know that you would have had to check back before you fired more rounds into that building. I take extreme ownership, and it's my fault. And so if I have to be sacked, I will take that. And not only am I taking ownership, I am going to take the steps to change it to where this is never going to happen again. How do we feel about that? Is that strong? Yeah? How many of you would like to take extreme ownership in your life? Type yes. Type yes. How many of you would like to take extreme ownership in everything that happens to you? As in, no longer it's anybody's fault. It's not the weather's fault. It's not Donald Trump's. It's not the economy's fault. It's not your mother-in-law's fault. It's not your tripped knee's fault. It's not your diabetes that it's your fault, or my heart disease is why I'm 400 pounds overweight, or all the other BS you've been telling yourself. What if you just took extreme ownership? And that's what Jocko taught me that day. And I was like, oh my God, what have I been doing? And I was doing it everywhere in my life. And me, Brian Rose, was not taking extreme ownership. And let me give you a couple examples. My daughter, Gabby, was 12 years old at the time. Has anyone had a teenage daughter before? That's a lot of fun to communicate with. Yeah, that's a lot of fun as a dad. So what did I tell myself when she stopped talking to me and locked herself in a room? What did I tell myself? What did I say? Any guesses? She's a teenager. She's going through a phase. I tried everything to talk to her, right? I offered to take her to dinner. I tried to knock on her door. I asked her how her day was. Let me ask you a question. Was that a good answer for me? Anyone? Is that a good answer? No. I wasn't taking extreme ownership. It's my job to find a creative solution to communicate with that young lady. I have to do anything under the sun. I have to surprise her with 2 tickets to McBusted. Oh my gosh, what happened here? Would you like to come? Right? I have to be like, oh my gosh, Gabby, I just got a free invitation to the premiere of Harry Potter. It cost me £1,000, but I don't tell her that. Would you like to go? I don't want to go. Do you want to go? You want to go? Let's go. I have to find creative ways of owning responsibility for that relationship. And me and my BS excuses that I'm too busy at work or London Real Estate, it doesn't cut it. So it's my job to find reasons. That's one example. Second example, someone at London Real isn't doing a good job, right? Someone's not doing a good job, right? Somebody messed up. Video team tonight messed up. Webinar Jam didn't work. Who takes ownership for that? Me, right? I screwed up. Why are we running some crappy old iMac that we're always screwing around with? My fault. How come we don't have an expert in here on Webinar Jam when it comes to live streaming? My fault. Who's going to fix this? It's my job to fix it, to get the person in here that can make it work flawlessly. It's not my job to point the fingers, which I'll tell you was what I was about to do about an hour ago. It's my fault. I take extreme ownership, or I get rid of the people that screwed it up. But ultimately, it comes down to me. It goes on and on, folks. I'm 46 years old. My back hurts sometimes when I'm going to train breakdancing. What am I going to do? Am I going to not train? Oh, it hurts? Am I going to not train? No, I'm taking extreme ownership of my body. Why doesn't it? Because I'm not moving. That's why it hurts. Am I doing my spinal waves every morning? Am I eating a plant-based diet? Am I doing my affirmations? Am I sleeping good enough? No, I'm not. So I'm not going to blame it on my back problem. I'm not going to blame it on my diabetes. I'm not going to blame it on my arthritis. I'm going to find a way to make it happen. And if I can't move my lower back, guess what? I'm going to hang for an hour. Guess what? I'm going to hit the treadmill. I'm going to find some way to take extreme ownership of my physicality and my movement routine. Does that make sense? Yes? No more victim mode. And guess what happens when you take extreme ownership? Everything becomes amazing in this world, right? You're like, wow, amazing. It's not the economy's fault. It's not Trump's fault. It's not my wife's fault. It's not my kid's fault. It's not my boss's fault. That's my favorite one. My boss is a jerk. He micromanages me. Really? Really? Jocko's got a great answer for that. He's like, okay, well, why don't you work on that? Why don't you take some ownership? Why don't you let him micromanage you? Why don't you deliver everything efficiently 2 days before it's done, and it's done 150%? Why don't you go out of your way to make their ego feel good? Why don't you find a solution? Because guess what? It's there. And what I find that when my students take extreme ownership, everything opens in their life. Everything opens in their life because now they're in control, and there's nothing more powerful than to stop being a victim anymore. Yeah? Does anyone here ever play the victim card or not take extreme ownership? Anyone? I appreciate your honesty. Yeah, Sven and Brendan are like, not me, Brian. Right? Okay, Darren, I appreciate your honesty. All right? We all do it. The thing is, even when you don't do it, you're thinking in the back of your mind, oh, teenage girls, that way. Oh, Mariana, she's just in a bad mood. No, she's in a bad mood because you're not spending enough time at home because you're too busy making movies, right? You better put an affirmation in there and take a next action step and take care of business. True. This is a true story, folks. I will be doing this. So this is all about taking extreme ownership. So I want you to do this. I want you to tell me now how you can take extreme ownership of that goal of yours. Seriously, enough of the excuses. Honestly, what can you do right now to take that ownership? This should make your next action step really come to light. And I might even say to our strongman who can never stay on a diet, okay, whose fault is that? How bad do you want it? Maybe you don't really want this thing. How can you take extreme ownership, finally, for once in your life, about this goal? Seriously, and type it in here and go big and be honest with yourself. Seriously, look yourself in the mirror and say, oh yeah, you're right. I've been totally blagging myself, as they say in the UK, right? Which is a nice word for another word that starts with a B, myself, right? Stop lying to yourself. It doesn't help. How can you take extreme ownership? And so I want to go to the tapes here with Julian. And after that, I want to share with you a way that you can get some accountability on these goals. Julian, what are people thinking of this concept of extreme ownership? You know, it sounds so simple. And Sergey, stop sharing your screen for us, buddy. But it sounds so simple, this concept of extreme ownership, and yet it's so complicated for people to get.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sergey, I think. Oh, Serge, thanks for just don't share your screen. That's all. That's all. Go ahead. Talk to me.
Ryan says, find a mentor or someone to help him with accountability to help him with his goal.
Okay, find a mentor to help accountability with your goal. Okay, that's not bad for extreme ownership. I'm looking for maybe a bit, people taking a bit stronger ownership or a bit more bigger next action steps when it comes to this. So kind of looking stuff for that, but I still want to hear, what are some of these other things of taking extreme ownership of that goal?
David Hollis says, do it first thing in the morning, right after my morning routine. So he's going to connect with 3 people per day to offer them 30 minutes of breakthrough coaching session.
Now that sounds like some extreme ownership, right? Good. Go in there and say, I'm going to do this again before my morning routine tomorrow. Now that sounds like someone who really wants to get this thing done. And again, like really look yourself in the mirror. If you're not prepared to take this extreme action, maybe you need to find another goal. And maybe you do. Our students all the time change their goals until they find something they can really go all in on. But again, take that motion of extreme ownership. And again, take the responsibility for yourself. A few others here.
Nima says, really look at my diet and be honest how much sugar I consume daily and not use the excuse that stress eating because of work.
Yeah, look, your diet is one where we're constantly kidding ourselves. And that's why in week 3, we do the London Real Eating Quadrant. It's a philosophy. We cut out all the sugar and all that stuff. Most of us are kidding ourselves when it comes to our diet. Even the ones we think we eat healthy, we're really grabbing those sweets and the snacks and those ice creams. I can see all of you. So take some extreme ownership over that diet and just say, you know what? I'm tired of it, Brian. I'm not going to do it. Come January 1st, I'm going to cut gluten. I'm going to cut sugar out of my diet. I'm going to go vegetarian once a day. I'm going to do intermittent fast. This is all the things we do as a team inside the accelerator. That's why most people lose 10 or 15 pounds on average. And it's not a weight loss program. It's for your mind, but they all go together. So again, yes, take ownership of your diet. It's amazing the kind of things that can happen. Some others here.
Trudy says, accept the fact that I've procrastinated writing and that I'm sitting on a gold mine, which is a book idea, and that I'm not mining the gold.
Okay, good. Well, that's an affirmation. You're sitting on a gold mine, Trudy. So I like that already. But yeah, thank you. You've been procrastinating. And what is procrastination? It's really fear. It's because you are too worried that what you're going to write down is going to be bad. And so you do nothing. So you live in fear. Fear is a phantom. False expectations appearing real. In the accelerator, we go into the fears and you blow them out and you're like, oh my gosh, that was easy. We get you to write your first 100 pages. And yeah, maybe only 10 of those are good, but you move forward, you move forward, you move forward. Take ownership. It's only you and it's your fear that's holding you back. You're playing small. You're scared of things that won't matter. You're scared of people laughing at you. You're scared of writing bad stuff. So what? We'll write some more. That's all about you taking ownership. And I really appreciate that. A couple other examples here.
Julian, who wants to bring his marriage back from the brink of disaster, he says his wife hates him and his mum, and that's his fault, and he's going to face his wife.
Amen, brother. Damn. Julian, let's give it up for Julian here. Julian, I appreciate that, you saying that. You know, I'm telling you, folks, relationships are we have our biggest blind spots. You know, I've been there before. Has anybody been there where they're blaming everything on the other person? Yeah, I've done it. I still do it, and I still got to watch myself. It takes 2 to tango, folks. You have to take ownership for that relationship. And that means you have to go to try to fix it or you have to go to end it, but you have to take ownership of it. And if you're not willing to face the music, which means either walking or going and admitting blame and trying to find a new solution, then again, you're living in this fear zone and it's paralyzing everything you do, Julian. And it's probably also not getting you to look at yourself and say, what am I doing to make this person unhappy? So powerful, which is why Module 5 is relationships, folks. most of us allow relationships to just absolutely stop us dead in our tracks. So thank you, sir, for saying that. Really appreciate that.
Gunnar simply says, I'm going to stop saying I'll do it tomorrow.
That's a big one, Gunnar. Again, I love an affirmation that's strong, but then I need you to take extreme ownership. That's why when you combine these three together, it's lethal. I'm telling you, you will do things you never thought possible. Your friends won't recognize you. They won't even want to hang out with you because you're going to start to become massively successful. So again, get the goal. Make it a SMART goal even better. I want to be the champion by December 2019 or 2018. Who says you can't? McGregor did it fast, right? Next, getting things done. What's the next action step? And finally, taking extreme ownership. It comes down to you. Every week in your weekly review, say, what have I done? Oh, no, it was the coach's fault. Oh, no, the gym wasn't open. Oh, no, blah, 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 blah. You know you're not owning it, so own it. Once you own it, you become free. Any other ones?
Last one. Chris says, I will stop blaming my wife for stuff.
I will stop blaming my wife for stuff. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you being honest. And again, look, folks, I'm sorry. You know, I've been on both ends of that. I've been where I'm like, she's wrong and then she's right. And the truth is that if you take a look at you through her eyes or his eyes and look at the way you're behaving and your nonsense and the fact that you're not doing all the things that you say you're going to do, you might get similar feedback. So take some ownership. Either go in, speak to them, change yourself, or change the relationship, but take some ownership in that. All right? Okay, good. And let me share with you my final thought about accountability and the lessons that I learned here on London Real. Because honestly, folks, it's amazing that you know all of these tools right now. And now you know these amazing things, right? We have a goal, right? We have an affirmation. We know how to get things done, and we know how to take extreme ownership. But the truth is that most of us have no accountability process in their lives at all. Now type yes if you have accountability, type no if you don't have accountability. How many people have suffered from a lack of accountability in the past? Let me just see. You say you're going to do something, but no one's checking on you. Justin, click in here. Give me an example of no accountability for you. Brian Holt says yes. Casey says yes. Because I want to share with you something when it comes to accountability. Yeah, Justin.
So I constantly say I'm going to do something like, and I'm not trying to plug you, but join the academy. And
yeah, I've seen you on a few of these calls, Justin.
I know.
You pull the trigger.
And I'm going to go online tonight, and I'm going to cancel a bunch of stuff going out of my account, and I'm going to change it because it's just pathetic. And that means I'll be accountable to the people on the accelerator and then the people inside the academy. And that's what I need. When I do that, when I've been accountable in my life, I've followed through, and that's what I need to do.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Accountability is a strange thing, Justin. The only reason, now here's a secret that I haven't told many people. The only reason that I'm here today with these funny looking curtains behind me, and all of you beautiful people are here with me. And again, thank you for being here. I love teaching. I would do this stuff for free. I love it. You can probably feel it, right? The only reason I'm here is because I have been accountable to you for the past 6 years. Because when I started London Real, I promised the world, which was a total of one person watching me at the time, or it was someone's dog, I don't know. But I said, I am going to publish an episode every week without fail. That's my promise I make to you from Brian Rose of London Real. And I had times I could have quit, and I had excuses, and the dog ate my homework, and Trump got elected, and it rained outside, and my webcams broke, and I had no guests. But I made it happen because I was accountable to you, to all of you. And that's the only reason I'm here. Otherwise, I would have quit. Even me, right? Badass, strong-ass Brian. I would have quit. Everyone needs accountability. And that's what we realized in the academy early on. And that's why we created these accountability courses. And you see Carolyn's on one right now, and a bunch of people, and Tim, and they're all on the Speak to Inspire course. But what we realized is this, is when you put a bunch of people together, even though you don't know each other, it's weird because you start opening up to each other. I'm not good at this. And I mean, how many people feel kind of close to Justin that he was willing to admit that to us, right? I mean, it takes a strong man to be willing to do that, you know? And that's what we do. We go in and we're like, look, I'm not perfect, but I'm willing to admit I'm not perfect. And I'm willing to commit to all of you strangers that I'm going to do this. And we all go through together like a Navy SEAL unit, seriously. And for 42 days, we promise each other we're not going to let each other down. And it's amazing what we can get done on the back of it. And Carolyn knows this from the Speak to Inspire class. Hell, who knows? She might have quit after week 2, but she knew she didn't want to let her team down. She didn't want to let me down. She didn't want to let down Team Albert. I mean, she's a fighter anyway. She probably would have stayed. But a lot of the people, they go because of the accountability. because I expect things from you. And I know you can all be so successful. And I've seen all of my students do it because 96% of my students graduate. Let me say that again, 96%. The average for a typical online course, and I don't know what the heck that is, thank you, Carolyn, I appreciate that, is 5% because there's no accountability. People take your money, they send you some videos, and they go, where do they go? Where do they go? Where do they go? Oh my God. I'll be here every week, twice a week. I do the Sunday call from my house. I'll show you my babies. And then I'm going to get on you and make sure it happens. Ask Carolyn about the accountability doc. Carolyn, do we get things done? Carolyn? Yes, we do. Tim, do we get things done? Yes, we do. People face their fears and they accomplish their actions. So Justin is right to cancel those other things he's paying for and invest in this because we're going to make it happen. And that's what we discovered. And so that's what we put together, this Life Accelerator course. We offer it right in the new year when people want to make a change. And we offer it in a way that stacks up the accountability. So you're accountable to me. I have team leaders around the world, and you're accountable to all of each other. And so for 42 days, I stack 18 of the highest performance habits that I've learned from my 400 plus guests on London Real, and I've road tested them myself. Some of them worked, some of them didn't work. I teach you the ones that worked for me, and then I stack them. It's called advanced habit stacking. We do 3 every week in a specific order. And by week 6, you're doing 18 high performance habits every single day. Can you imagine what that's like? Every single day you're doing these things. That means your diet is changed. You're no longer eating sugar or gluten. You're now eating earth-grown nutrients. You're going vegetarian once a week. You're doing intermittent fasting, which means you don't eat till 12 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You will have lost 10 or 15 pounds. You're moving every single day. You've cut out your toxic relationships. You've employed these mindsets. You've taken your 5 goals in life, you've turned them into affirmations, which you're saying out loud. You're doing meditation every day because I check on you, because I want to see the pictures of you meditating every day. If you don't, you let down us. Why would you do that? You won't. You're doing gratitude practices every day. You're doing a low media diet. We shut down all of this garbage on this phone. Yeah? We shut down all of the Netflix and all the YouTube videos and all the nonsense that's causing you to not take action with your life. And so that's what we built. And we call it the Life Accelerator. I do this once a year. This is the one chance to get it done. People are joining constantly today. We will sell this thing out in the next 24 hours. I'm confident. This course is going to be amazing, but this is the time to do it and to take action. So that's what it is. It's 6 modules. Let me tell you what they are. And if you want to join, now is the time. Julian will put the link in here, and I've got 2 special bonuses that you will get if you join while I'm still talking. Those go away today. But let me walk you through. Module 1 is Master the Mind. Ryan Hold here in the call, who's already joined, and Melanie and a bunch of you have already joined, will get it on Sunday. They all go into a special private Facebook group, which is just like the other group of 3,000 people, but these people are actually going to do something with their lives next year. Because I hate to say it, but the people that don't join us, you've got about a 1% chance of keeping up your habits. I'm sorry. You can have the greatest intentions, but you won't do it without this triple-tiered accountability system that I'm going to share with you. It just won't happen. But some of you won't pull the trigger. Justin admitted he was one before that just didn't. I can only take you so far. But let me tell you, Module 1, we jump into what I call Master the Mind. We get into a gratitude practice, a low media diet, and affirmations. It's incredible. You actually will meditate for 6 weeks. Most of you have tried it. How many people have tried meditating and failed? Come on, let me see the hands. Anyone? Thank you, Justin, for being honest. Thank you, Reinhold. Thank you. Come on, try it. Tim Ferriss, on his podcast, he figured out that 90% of his guests have a meditation practice. What does that say? Successful people meditate. Very, very important. So Module 1 is Master the Mind. Module 2 is Hone Your Mindset. We'll be going deeper on extreme ownership. We'll be going deeper on getting things done. We'll be going deeper on this whole concept of resistance. Very, very important. We're going to bulletproof your minds. Module 3, You Are What You Eat. We're all going to adopt the London Real eating quadrants, all right? It's a very simple eating philosophy. I don't count calories. I don't do any of that nonsense. I just ask you, why don't you try something for today? Cut out sugar. Just try it today. Tomorrow, cut out gluten. I don't care if you're sensitive to it or not. All I know is that gluten tends to hang out with bad foods, like cakes. It hangs out with bad foods like pizza, which aren't great for us. It hangs out with a lot of bad things. So let's just not talk to it for today. I'm asking you to go 1 day intermittent fast. Try not eating until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just try it. I'm trying about going one day, just eat vegetables. Just try it. It's all about an eating philosophy. And it's amazing the results that you get. Also, we go with Earth Grown Nutrients. We cook a meal. It's an amazing week. Week 4, move or die. We will be moving every single day this week with new movement practices. I get you to do everything. We're going to dance one day. We're going to do Tai Chi one day. We're going to do yoga one day. We're going to do spinal waves by Ido Portal one day. We're going to start moving this beautiful thing called a body. And guess what happens? Your brain starts expanding. I have my best ideas for London Real when I'm squatting 120 kgs or when I'm breakdancing. I come up with the greatest idea and then boom. And guess what I do? I capture the idea because David Allen taught me how. Anyway, so I do all that stuff. The movement module is so much fun. And I'll share with you everything I learned. You'll see me. You see me in my videos on Instagram. I know you're watching me. I'm swimming one day. I'm doing yoga. I'm doing hill sprints. I'm doing all that stuff. I'm telling you, it's the reason that we're so successful here is because of that movement practice. Module 5, strengthen your inner circle. This is where we're going to go big, folks. We're going to take those people in our lives, like our wives and our husbands, our significant others and our kids and our close friends that are valuable to us, that are in a positive framework, and we're going to invest in those relationships. And I'm going to take those toxic people in your life. You know the one, your mother-in-law. You know, maybe it's your sister. A lot of people have bad relationships with their sisters or brothers or your uncle or someone that's always just telling you negative things, that's always giving you bad vibes, and yet you haven't taken extreme ownership and cut them out of your life. And I'm going to show you how to tell them that you have new terms, and that if they're not willing to talk to you in a different way, you're going to cut them out. And the truth is, folks, and I did this with my mom about 6 years ago, and I know this is maybe bad to say, and I go into this more in Module 5, but I cut her out of my life for about 2 years, about 6 years ago. She was toxic. She was trying to run my life. It was horrible. Have anyone ever had a parent trying to run their life? Anyone? Come on, be honest. Raise those hands. And the truth is this, is you don't have to cut them out forever. But when you give them that signal, guess what you do? You do them a favor, because most likely they're doing it to you and your siblings and everyone around them. And you show them it's not okay. And a lot of times my mom came back to me and said, you know what, Brian, you were right. I was wrong to do that, and now I want to come back, and now I have a wonderful relationship with my mom. And guess what? It would have never happened without Module 5, because I had to say, it's not okay anymore. You know, it's not okay, because I love myself. It's in my affirmation every day. Why would I let someone treat me poorly if I'm the greatest CEO that ever lived? If I'm the greatest person that ever lived? If I'm constantly trying to pump high energy into the world, why would I let someone pull me down? So they get out of my life until they want to come back in on new terms. That's what we do in Module 5. It's one of the most powerful modules, and I will be there with you every step of the way. We're all going to go through that together. It's very, very powerful. And Module 6 is this. It's plan your winning future, because I don't believe that when this course is over on February 11th, it's not over. I'm not going to leave you alone. I'm going to be with you for the next 12 months because I want you to win. And I say this to people all the time, and Carol and I said this before Speak to Inspire. I have one goal. I want you all to be massively successful. That's it. That's it. This has nothing to do with me. I want you all to win in life, and I will not stop until you win. I will do everything I can to drag you across the goal line, everything in my power. So we've set up a 12-month accountability system where you will continue with monthly calls, with 30-day goals, with action steps. You will continue having live video calls with your team members to make sure you become the person you want to be. How does that sound? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty dope, right? And it's amazing. And I'm telling you, you won't believe me now, but the people that you come in contact with on this course will be some of the best friends for the rest of your life. They'll be business partners. Heck, we even had someone propose. We had our first London Real marriage 2 weeks ago at the Business Accelerator dinner, right? I'm telling you, you will get closer to these strangers than anybody in your life because you'll open up to them and you'll realize that all the people here, and I'm looking at them, Justin and Carolyn and Marvin and Brendan and Mickey, I can already feel your energy, and Darren and Isla. All of you people are special because you want to take your life to the next level. Do you know how few people want that? Most people are happy with mediocre lives. They play small. They just want to get by and they're scared. All of you people, you want to make big, bodacious moves. You want to be somebody. It's rare to find a peer group like that, let alone a peer group like this that pulls the trigger and invests in themselves and invests in their future. That's a special group of people. And Reinhold, you're going to start to see these people pop into the Facebook group and you'll be like, wow, these are some badass people because they are willing to make change. Never underestimate the power of someone who wants to change. And that's the kind of people we breed inside our accelerator. So just to cap off, It's 6 video lessons. Each module has 3 videos. It's got a workbook. I expect you to do things every week. There's 12 hours of live calls, 2 calls per week with this software. It's amazing. We do calls on Tuesday and Sunday night. The first call is January 2nd. It's coming up, folks. We can start this year with a huge bang. And the last call is February 11th. All right? You have lifetime access to this material. Let me repeat. You have lifetime access, which means in 2 years from now, Justin's having a bummer of a time. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go take the course again. I'm going to go do all the modules again. I'm going to go back and check with the Facebook group. Is everybody still here? You are? Let's do this again. Who's in? You have lifetime access to that, okay? And to the Facebook group and to me as well. So that's the deal. You have the accountability doc as well, which is a list of all of your assignments. We can all see where we are, and it's the thing that allows people to get things done. Carolyn and Tim are very familiar with the accountability doc. And we have what I call triple tiered accountability. It's a document, it's a private Facebook group, and I am there with my team 24/7. We will respond to any emails or any questions and answer your calls. And that is our trademark system of getting you to do things. And the truth is this, everyone will see your progress. So in week 2, if Justin hasn't done his meditation, everyone's going to say, Justin, why didn't you do it? I did it. Why didn't you do it? And you can see how everyone's doing, and that is how we move things forward. And so that's what we're offering. Also, there's a graduation in London, February 16th to 18th. It's not mandatory, but if you can come, it's really special, and you can really meet with your people here. So again, Julian will put the link up. I will close this course as soon as it's full. So please take advantage. Don't wait any longer. If you're thinking about it, you should do it. I won't do this for another year. And to be honest, a year from now, if London Real keeps growing the way it is, I don't know if we're going to be doing this on this scale. I might just do this with big corporations. I don't know what we're going to do. This might be one of the last chances. So jump on it, because I guarantee it's going to change your life. Now, one thing I won't promise you is this. I can't turn you into a completely different person in 6 weeks. I can't make you the UFC the championship boxer. I can't make you $1 million per se. But what I can do is I can put you in a position to be successful. I can get you to master those 18 high-performance habits. I can put you on a course to where you, if you follow the path, you can accomplish anything you want in your life. And that is the truth. If you will adopt these goals, then I promise you that I will be with you every step of the way, and I will be with you for the next 12 months, and I will not stop until you are as successful as I know you can be. And that is my promise for you. The key benefit of this course is this. It is 3 pillars. We have mentorship, I have accountability, and I have feedback. I am there the whole way. I do this every week. Mentorship, right? When something's not working out right, I call you on it. And Carolyn knows I've called her on a few things in the Speak to Inspire course. And she's called me on a few things too. I respect that. So that's what we do. We're here in this together. The next part is accountability. There's an entire document. You must do this stuff. You must upload your Facebook videos. You must help your teammates. And finally, we give you feedback. Are you doing this right? How is your diet? How is your movement practice? Are you actually accomplishing these things? And I spoke about some bonuses earlier. And of course, Julian put the link in the chat. And I want to answer some questions in just a second. But if you buy tonight, I've got 2 special offers for you. And they are each worth $1,000, and they're yours free if you decide to buy tonight. The first is a special fireside chat I have with Chris Eubank, and he talks about obsession. He talks about how he became a multiple title championship boxer and how he combined all of his obsessions into one straight up action item. It's actually extreme ownership in disguise. And I'll share with you that free. If you pull the trigger tonight, we'll send that to your inbox. And the second is a talk that was given by Phil McKernan at London Real Studios called Create a Life That Means Something. And this is about Phil teaching you how to overcome a lot of frictions you have, bad relationships with money, things that are causing you to live and play small. Those are yours for free tonight. And so finally is the investment. What does this cost, Brian? Well, this is really an investment. It's an investment in you, and it's an investment in your future. And I am confident that this course, over the course of your life, will probably pay you back 100x. And I say that very seriously. When I've invested in my education in the past, it's always paid me off probably 100 times. If I think about my education at MIT, at the time, it was $20,000 a year. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm in high school. What am I going to do with a debt like that? But I knew that if I invested in myself, it was going to help me 10x or 100x my game. And I've at least got that back. So again, this is an investment. It's not as an expense. As Justin said earlier, he's going to look at all of the things he's spending money for. None of them are going to change his life in the next 7 weeks. He's cutting them out as we speak. Lock your place in and let's do this. So none of them are going to change your life in the next 7 weeks. We will. And so the investment for this program is $1,997. And again, I've tried doing this before where I give it to people for free. And guess what? They don't do anything because people don't take action unless they are invested in the process. And when they invest a significant amount of money, they show up and they do the work. And so, sure, we should be compensated here for what we do because we do amazing stuff, but invest for yourself. Because I'm telling you, if it's $100, when it gets hard in week 2, guess what you're going to do? You're going to quit. But when you know you got money on the line, you're going to say, wait a second, I'm going to get through this because I want my money's worth. And it's going to take your life to the next level. When I started meditating, I joined Transcendental Meditation. They charged me $1,000 to learn how to meditate. $1,000, right? YouTube wasn't even on back then. And I paid it. And guess what happened when it came to day 3 and I was getting a little anxious? What did I do? Anybody know? What did I do? I kept going because I had skin in the game. Thank you, Rob. You said it right. So it's when you invest in yourself, other people invest in you. And if I hadn't have paid that money, I would have never meditated. And I wouldn't be teaching you this process. So again, there's a reason that's the level of investment. But for some of you, I know that's a lot of money. We have a payment plan, 12 payments of $197 to pull the trigger now and be joining Reinhold in the private Facebook group in the course of 3 minutes. That's what it takes. And I'm telling you, if you can look me straight in the eye and tell me you can't come up with $197, then I know for sure that you have a fear of success and a fear of failure, because that's just not true. It's not true. If this is important to you, if you're tired of living in fear, if you're tired of another year going by where it's the same old nonsense, if you're tired of toxic relationships, of a horrible outside of life in your business or outside, then if you don't make a change, nothing's going to happen. I think it was Einstein that said, doing the same thing and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. So why would you continue to do that? The truth is you have to pull the trigger if you want to make a change. And you have to take an action. This is the action here. So that's the deal. It's $1,997. We have 12 payments of $197. If you pay in full, we have 2 bonuses. One is Dan Pena live at the Ritz. That's 6 hours of Dan Pena blasting. And he's going to come out. He's going to get you so excited for New Year. You're going to come in and you're going to be like, Brian, I want to be a billionaire. I'll be like, whoa, what happened to $10,000 a month? And you'll be like, Brian, I watched that Dan Pena video. And now I want a castle. And I'll be like, all right, let's get it. Let's get that castle. So Dan Pena live at the Ritz, one of the pay in full bonuses. The other one is you get a video call with me, a kickoff call, so we can go deep into where your biggest challenge is, your biggest source of fear, and we can get you ready to hit the ground running on January 2nd. So if you pay in full now, $1,997, boom, you get those 2 bonuses, video kickoff call with me. You get the 2 bonuses from before, or you can use the 12-month payment plan. If you choose not to do it, I'm telling you, I believe something might be wrong with your head. But finally, for any of you that are saying, Brian, I don't know, it still seems like something I'm not quite sure about. And again, Justin, I've seen his face on a bunch of these live calls in the last 6 months, and I was wondering when he was going to step up. Justin, are you in? You joined already? Oh, I can't hear you. You got to unmute yourself.
I'm just doing stuff now I'll be
Get on it. Okay. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Now look, this call's almost over, so there's not much time left. I know. But let me give one last piece for you, Justin, and everyone here, and that's this. Because I believe in this course so much, right? Because I am 100% behind every single item in this course. I'm behind the coursework. I'm behind all of the course leaders. And I am 100% convinced that this course will absolutely change your life. No question asked. I am offering a 60-day money-back guarantee program. I leave no man or woman left behind. And I'm promising you this, that if you show up to the phone calls and you do the work, and come the end of the course, you're not absolutely 110% satisfied, 200% satisfied that this course changed your game, then I'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. I'm that convinced this will change your life, all right? And the truth is this, folks. A year ago, when the graduation came around, I saw some weird videos happening in the private Facebook group, right? And all of a sudden, these people were like family, right? I had an 18-year-old guy in Texas and a 55-year-old guy in Stockholm, Sweden, and a 34-year-old mother of 3 in London, they were all becoming best friends. And all of a sudden, they started posting videos of getting London Real tattoos on their ankles. And I was like, what's going on here? I never asked for that. I never asked for that. And they said, Brian, this course changed my life so much that I'm putting it on my body so I'll never forget the lessons you taught me. And I was like, whoa. I mean, that's deep, folks. That's really deep. I never, ever, ever, ever thought that was going to happen. All we do at London Real is we go in always to deliver the maximum amount of wow. We try to get everybody across the goal line no matter what. And we made a huge effect on these people. And so I know this course works. That's why I'm willing to give you the 100% money back guarantee. So if you haven't now pulled the trigger and joined this course, I don't know what to say to you, because it means something's going on with you internally and it's not a good state. Because it means that you still aren't willing to make a change that could risk-free really change your whole life, make you want to live life anymore, make you look at the mirror and not be embarrassed by what you see, make you move your body for the first time in 5 or 10 years, make you connect, clean up your relationships, maybe start that business, start that mindset, become more peaceful, become more happy. And I'm giving you basically a risk-free chance to do it and you haven't done it. Then you have to ask yourself, what am I doing? And it goes back to Einstein. You're repeating the same behavior and expecting a different result, or you're like Justin. You just had all these excuses, which are just that. So again, there's no reason not to join us. And I guarantee it'll be one of the most special experiences of your life. And so look, I want to answer some questions now, but just to recap, this is the time to get the bonuses. This course will fill up. It's always oversubscribed. And I always get a message from someone a few days from now and they'll say, Brian, I was on a business trip, or I didn't get the emails. Can I get one spot? And I say, no, I'm sorry. Talk to me in a year. Maybe 2019, I can help you. But by then, your life is probably already going to be a mess. No, I'm just joking. But I can't help you. So when this class closes, it's over. So again, pull the trigger now. You can go to the page and there'll be, I think, 15 people up there. You can watch their testimonial videos. You can watch them for 7 hours. And people will say, Brian, it's the most incredible time of my life. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. But let's be honest. You've already watched too many videos. You need to pull the trigger and take some action. And I'll be with you every step of the way, I promise. All right? So just to summarize, it's 6 video modules, 2 live calls per week, right? We have the triple tiered accountability system. We have the advanced habit stacking. You learn 18 high performance habits, private Facebook group, graduation ceremony for free in London, right? You have lifetime access to all of the modules and the people inside the class. Some people have told me that the class itself, the network itself, is worth the price alone. And it's true. People have done business deals that have paid them back 10 and 20 times on that one deal. So that's already huge. 2 bonuses tonight. Chris Eubank on Obsession. Phil McKernan, Create a Life That Means Something. Pay in full. You get Dan Pena live at the Ritz. 6 hours of him blasting away at 30-some entrepreneurs that paid $2,000 to be there, right? I'm giving you to that. And I'm giving you a live video kickoff call with me, Brian Rose, and we'll go in and get you sorted before this thing happens. So that's what I'm offering you. And again, thank you so much for being here. I'm here to answer your questions. And I'm also here to push you a little bit and say, what can we do to make sure 2018 is not another sad year? You know, we've all had that year where we just go back to the same grind and we have all these expectations. I want to get the body, Brian. I want to get the job. I want to get the relationship I always deserve. And we go back to those bad habits. So I'm telling you, this is the chance. So let me answer some of your questions. If you want, type them in the chat or raise your hand and let me answer a question. Or maybe Julian, if you see some questions coming your way, if you do, let me know and I can answer these. But again, also type in if you've joined. Justin, it'd be good to know if you joined. And again, Reinhold, thank you for joining earlier. It's great to have you on the call. I guess you couldn't get enough of me and you wanted even more, Reinhold. So I really appreciate that. Somebody's got to have some questions, so feel free to click in here or to go ahead and say who's got some questions.
Tom Road is on the call. He's just joined his 3rd straight course.
Tom Road has joined us. What's up, Tom? Tom has joined his 3rd course on London Real. He was here at the graduation here for Business Accelerator. He's on the Speak to Inspire. Welcome, Tom. Super awesome to have you, brother. Look, we're going to do this together. We're going to absolutely crush things. That's absolutely amazing. Your questions. What are some of your questions? If you can type them in right now. And if not, I'm kind of curious. Casey, can you click in here? And Matt, can you tell me what is keeping you from joining? What's the question I can answer you? Go ahead. Let me know. Well, Casey, you can give me good thumbs up. And Matt, tell me, what's the thing that's keeping you from joining? Or what's that big challenge you have for 2018? And again, someone's asking me, Matt, just joined. What's up? Welcome, Matt. The inner circle and the premium, Matt, go ahead, tell me. There you are. I can't hear you, Matt, for some reason. I'm not getting audio here. So yeah, US dollars is what it is. Of course, any currency will work on your credit card, so that works fine. Look, there's 2 premium packages. One is to be in my group and to get an interview at London Real Studios afterwards. That's $3,997, and I have an inner circle program where I personally mentor you for 6 months afterwards. And I bring you into my inner circle group of entrepreneurs, people that are building 7- and 8-figure businesses. That's $7,997. Again, all of this is a bargain, and all of this will be gone in probably the next 24 to 48 hours. So this is time to really do it. Mark or Marcelo or Milan, can you all click in and tell me, what's the big challenge for you for next year? What's the one thing you really want to get done? Mark, can you tell me? And Max, can you unmute Max? I kind of want to talk to him. Max, tell me, where are you calling from anyways? Is it possible for you to unmute them? Oh, you probably can. Is everyone having problems with them? Darren, can you just ask me live as opposed to in the chat? Just go ahead and click in here and unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, Max.
Hey, Max, what's up, man? I'm getting a little bit of slow audio, but it's not bad. Max, that's okay. What's the big thing you want to accomplish next year? Uh-oh. Hey, Max, what's the big thing you want to accomplish next year, Max?
So, can you hear me?
No, it's a little slow. What's that? Okay, cool. Just type in the Q&A.
Passion.
Yep. Q&A right now. Actually, Julian's got questions right now, so tell you what, I'm just going to go to Julian. We'll do some Q&A right here. All right, it'll be quicker and easier.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Max, I'm going to come back to you. Just put yourself on mute and type your question in the chat. It's going to be easier that way. Yes, Mr. Bales, what do people ask?
Hala is saying participants should show up, do the assignments, come to the live calls. Is there anything else required for that money back guarantee?
No, just come in, do the work, and if at the end you're not 110% satisfied, it's money back guarantee. So it's really simple. I'm just so confident that this stuff is going to change your game. It's worked on every single student so far, and that's why I'm happy to give that guarantee. Also, I know that for many of you, you're trying to find any reason not to change your life. That's the real problem. And I've seen this with so many people before. And that I know if I can remove this thing, that I could help so many more of you get out of this horrible vicious cycle. Do you know what I'm talking about with the vicious cycle, where it's like I can't seem to really get out of that rut? So we just throw it in there because I know I can help more people. So that's exactly how that works. Other questions?
Darren says, what's the average daily time commitment to be able to give this course 100%?
Great question. So I ask people for 2 to 4 hours per week. That's what it takes to do the things that I ask you to do. But the problem is it's not the time. I'm going to ask you to do things that you're not going to be comfortable doing. Thanks, Reinhold. Are you kissing me goodbye? All right, brother. We'll see you on the first live call, man. Thank you for joining. The problem is not the time. It's going to be that you're not going to want to do the things that I ask you to do. So I'm going to ask you to do the low media diet, which means it's going to save you time, but you're going to have to get off all those push notifications. You're going to have to stop going on Instagram to avoid life. You're going to have to stop watching Netflix to avoid pursuing your goals, and that's going to be hard. I'm going to ask you to go after and be real about your relationships. I'm going to ask you to take extreme ownership. I'm going to ask you not to eat the same stupid foods. I'm going to ask you to go and try a dance class and a yoga class, and you're going to feel a little uncomfortable. That's the hard part about this course. It's not the time. The time is 2 to 4 hours per week. That's all it takes.
Clara is simply saying, can't do 3 a.m. calls.
Oh, but Clara, what are you talking about? I got everybody in New Zealand and Australia that can't do 3 a.m. calls. Take some extreme ownership. It's 6 weeks of your life. I've graduated hundreds of students from New Zealand, Australia, Hong Kong, Japan. They all decided, well, wait a second. Am I worth it? Am I not worth it? Is my success not worth it? So they went to it. But I've got a corollary for you. And this is where you can tell whether it's just your excuse or why you're not joining. We record every single live call and we put it in the private Facebook group. So if for whatever reason you miss a call, you can watch it there the next day. So now you have no excuse. Have you joined? Have you joined us, Carla? I'm putting it back on you. Click in, Carla, if you want to chat. I'd love to talk to you. What else we got?
Johan's asking, when does it start?
So you can start right now. You can go in there. You can meet everybody in the Facebook group. You're going to get module 1 on Sunday, and you're going to have the first live call January 2nd. We're going to kick off on that Tuesday, and we're going to start this crazy adventure. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So that is the first live call day. And again, there's no excuses here. If you miss a call, you can watch it later. 2 to 4 hours a week, which is nothing. $197. I don't believe you if you can't come up with $197 with all the resources you have. And so the only thing left is that you just want to stay in this safe kind of rut. And I get it. I've been there before where I liked being protected and safe. But that's not a great way to accomplish things in life. And you're never going to be all you can be. You're never going to live a fulfilling life unless you just take that chance and get out of your zone. And I guarantee you, this will change your game. So that's answers that question. I think that helps. I'm glad you asked that. Thank you.
Banny's asking about the graduation weekend.
The graduation week is February 16th to the 18th. It's optional. You don't have to come, but you're going to get so close to these people because they're going to be absolutely amazing. You're going to say, Brian, can't we all meet up? That's how we started graduation. We didn't always have graduations. And I said, okay, come to London. We're going to have a huge dinner. It's for free. We're going to have a focus group at the London Real World headquarters. It's free. We're going to do a walking tour of London. It's free. We're going to have interviews in the studio for free. It's all on us. It's awesome. If you want to see what a graduation is like, there's pictures all in our Facebook group. You see all sorts of awesome people. But again, don't go look at pictures when you should be pulling the trigger because that's what I need you to do. Because I just want you to have a chance of crushing 2018. That's ultimately my goal.
Could you just clarify the payment plan? David Hall is saying it's not $197, Brian. It's 12 times $197, correct?
Correct. So the payment plan is 12 payments of $197. But all you need is $197 to get started right now. And for the next 4 weeks, that's all you need. So I think that probably comes down to a coffee every day, like a Starbucks or 2 a day. So you could be in for that. So, and I don't believe that all of you can't find those resources. Unless your life isn't important or your future success isn't important. But I guarantee you can make that back within the first 4 to 6 weeks with all the positivity you're going to bring in your life. And that's the damn truth. So yeah, I'm basically, again, removing one other reason for you to now not allow yourself to be successful. But again, I can't remove everything because if you're not invested, you won't go through with the work. And ultimately, you have to make that decision. I can't force you to be successful or to be high performance. So you have to show some willing or some investment. I'm making it so easy. I don't know how to make it any easier, but it's worth it because, I mean, the success stories on this course are amazing. I think there's 21 of them that are shared on the link if you want to watch them. But again, don't watch more videos. That probably got you to this place. It's really about taking action.
Stefan says, could you go into more detail about which package is the right one for whom?
So great question. Look, the basic package of $1,997, if you pay in full, you get the Dan Pena bonuses, you get the video kickoff call with me, you get the Chris Eubank bonus if you do it tonight, and the Philip McKernan bonus. Those all get you everything. They get you me live twice a week. They get you the team leaders. They get you the Facebook group. They get you the video modules for life, the workbooks, the accountability doc, everything. That you get for $1,997. If you want the premium version and you want to be on my team, so that means get my direct mentorship during the course, and you get to come to London Real Studios and sit in the leather chair. Yes, the same leather chair that was sat in by Elliot Hulse and Dan Pena and Jocko Willink. That is the premium version, and that's $3,997. And if you know you're the kind of person that might fall off these new habits and you want to make sure or you want to ensure that 2018 is an absolute success, then you sign up for the Inner Circle, which is my personal mentoring for 6 months after. Plus, I introduce you to my elite group of entrepreneurs that are building 7- and 8-figure businesses. These people will make sure you go to the next level, and that's the Inner Circle program. Those are all covered on the sales page. To be honest, it's better just to get in no matter what tonight to claim those bonuses. That's the most important step.
Justin is, I can see he's trying to pay there. Payment's not going through. If anyone does have any issues with the payment page, just email us, hello@londonreal.tv. We'll sort that out.
Yeah, also there's a chat button as well on the page. If you're having a problem, just talk to that. Justin will get this figured out with payment. We can see you're trying to get it, so we'll make it happen. If anybody's got some issues, but try to pay tonight and I'll honor the bonuses. So if you try to go in, Justin, you can still have the bonuses for that. Other questions?
Yes, David is saying, can I upgrade later from the basic package?
Yeah, you can. Just do it before the course starts. So you can upgrade to premium. You can lock in now and just get the payment option or get the $1,997. Very important. And then, of course, you can upgrade in the next 2 weeks. So that's really easy to do. You can upgrade to premium before January 2nd and then get all the perks. So yeah, that's totally easy to do.
We have Iconian, who may have come a little bit late to the call, but could you quickly summarize, Brian, in 15 seconds, what are the 3 secrets to getting shit done?
The 3 secrets to getting shit done are to take an action, right? Taking responsibility and investing in yourself. It's that simple. And most likely, you haven't been doing those things. And so you repeat every year the same cycle, right? And you get into this groove of mediocrity. And what happens is every day, you're not getting wins in your life. Every day you're not doing affirmations. Every day you're not practicing gratitude, lowering the media in your diet. You get weaker and smaller and less confident, and your self-esteem goes less. So you become the shell of a person who is scared of everything. And you might think you're not, but you are. You're scared of all those opportunities. You're scared of that relationship. You're scared to say no to someone. You're scared to cut toxic people out of your life. And you get into this point where you're basically dead inside and you're walking around. That's where you're at. I've been there before. That's what happened before I started London Real. And so the secret to actually getting things done are to pull the trigger, invest in yourself, and trust people that you know can hold you accountable. And you have a track record of delivering value and getting people across the goal line. And that's us. And it's just that simple. And with the money back guarantee, I don't know why all of you haven't joined us yet. Isla, why haven't you joined us? Darren, Ryan, all of the people, just tell me, because I'm really curious, because if there's something maybe I wasn't clear about, explain something. But again, this is really an amazing risk-free opportunity to really have an amazing chance to have the best 2018 ever. And that's really kind of what I'm talking about here. And we'd love to go for some more questions, but Axel, I really want you to click in here, or Alex and Siebert, and let me know, like, what's a question you have, or what's that big challenge for 2018 besides trading Bitcoin, Siebert, that you have? Because I'm kind of curious what some of your goals are. And in the meantime, if there's any more questions.
Daniel's got his hand up. He's saying, what were the bonuses?
So the bonuses are this. If you pay in full with the $1,997, then you get Dan Pena live at the Ritz. You get the video kickoff call with me. That's tonight. But if you also buy tonight any of the packages, you get my special fireside chat with Chris Eubank. He talks about obsession. And you also get Phil McKernan, who is live at London Real Studios, and he has something called Create a Life That Means Something. He talks about your relationship with money. That's a great way to get you set up for the course to start on January 2nd. So that's what's going on. Any other questions?
Siebert is asking where the link is. If you can't see it in the chat, it is simply londonreal.tv/2018.
Yeah, so londonreal.tv/2018. Again, I'm going to be jumping off this call shortly. So you have to pull the trigger now if you want to get those 2 bonuses. And again, it's in the chat here, or go to londonreal.tv/2018. Siebert, I guarantee you won't be disappointed with this. And again, nobody wants to talk to me. Axel, why won't you talk to me, man? Click in here. Everyone's shy tonight. You know, it's weird. Once these calls going, I'm going away for a full month and no internet connection. It's resistance there.
Yeah, I know. I don't try to make an excuse for myself, but I'm going to be in the Caribbean visiting my mom for a full month.
There's no internet in the Caribbean? That's not true. I have students in the Caribbean.
Where she stays.
Really? So
yeah, it's very, very slow.
So did Tom have a similar situation? Or did we've had graduates before that have been off for 2 and 3 weeks. I'll be honest, Axel. And what they did is this. They decided that the opportunity was still worth pulling the trigger on because it wasn't going to come around for a year. So they did the first 2 modules. They skipped a few. They came back and they caught up in the group. And then they finished off and they came to graduation. So that's what they did. So it's just up to you. But like, honestly, I truly believe this is a once in a lifetime thing. Nobody has a 96% graduation rate because nobody does what we do. There's just no one out there that really cares that much. Honestly, most people will sell you videos. So the option, I mean, your other options, Axel, are just something that's just not that great. So that's what I would say to you.
Okay, just one last question. Yep. It's just like, my goals are not into making a business on the internet. It's not as big as everybody I can see on your show. It's very simple. I just want to be happy in life. And I just want to be able to buy a home soon, before I'm 50.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, it's not a major broadcasting stuff. And
yeah, I don't know. I think you kind of misunderstood us. I mean, we're really about having 5 big goals, and they're about health. They're about relationships. They're about purpose in life. They're about meaning in life. And some people have financial goals, and they can be whatever you want them to be. But this isn't the business accelerator. We've already taught that course. Tom graduated from that course. That's where we show you how to build a business. This is called a life accelerator. We show you how to get the life that you want, Axel. So that's exactly what we concentrate on. The truth is that a happy life, you need all of these things.
Yeah.
You need a movement practice, you need a diet practice, a mindset. You really do need a gratitude practice. You need a meditation practice. You need to be in control of this piece of black metal that's in your pocket that's always interrupting your life. And you need to have relationships and a 12-month plan. So yeah, that's what it's all about. Axel, I hope you join us, man. I really like your energy.
Okay.
Right. Daniel, just click in here. Talk to me.
Hey, Brian. So I'm planning to join the Inner Circle tomorrow. Can I ask you?
Why until tomorrow, Daniel? Why
I need to clear my credit cards.
So join the standard tonight and lock in the bonuses, and we'll upgrade you tomorrow to the Inner Circle.
Yeah, my question. That's what I was going to do. So the question is, can I get the bonuses from today if I get the Inner Circle tomorrow?
Yeah, so we got you, Daniel Joseph. Julian, remember you. If you lock in tonight, I'll give you the bonuses today, and then we can upgrade you to Inner Circle tomorrow.
Okay, cool. And can I ask you one more thing? If I get to the Inner Circle, huh?
Make sure you lock in like now. Do it before I get off this call.
Yeah, I'll do that after we finish talking. Don't worry. Can you do me a favor? So for a graduation ceremony, like a friend of mine is gonna borrow me a little bit of money. Can I bring him as well to the ceremony?
So you can bring him to graduation. He can come to the walking tour on Sunday. For dinner on Saturday, I like to keep just the students on the dinner on Saturday, but he's welcome to come to the other events. How's that sound?
Please let him into the dinner. Come on, man.
Look, pitch me, Daniel. I might make an exception. But look, I might make an exception. We'll see. I'm open for a good pitch. But look, we do want to concentrate on the students that graduated. It's a special time.
Yeah.
But let me just explain to you and everybody else. Literally 2 months from today, you're going to be surrounded in a room with 100 people. They're going to feel like friends and family. And I know this doesn't make sense. Tom Rode. Tom, is this true? Tom, click in. Tom was just at one of our graduations. How does it feel?
So it's absolutely true. It's a tremendous atmosphere because in the course, you're so open to each other. So you make yourself really vulnerable and everybody does it. And this really creates connection. It's amazing that it's really working. Although you have never met the people before in person, you really feel deeply connected to them. And when you meet them, it's a great party, and you really feel this energy. It's really amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. It's really special.
The system really works.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I know it really works. It's hard to tell people from the outside until you've been in it, but it really works, and it's amazing. So that's all, Daniel. I just try to keep the room full of people that went on the journey. It's not just a dinner. It's like a family get together.
Absolutely.
So as long as and Tom can explain.
What does that exactly mean? Like private mentorship for you, like for 6 months?
So look, I can get into it more, but it happens after the course is finished, because during the course, you're already going to, when you get the Inner Circle, you're already on my team. You also get the interview in London Real Studios. But 6 months after, I have a small group of elite entrepreneurs and other people that just want to be successful in life. And first of all, I introduce you to them, which is actually quite amazing. And then I spend time personally working on your specific goals, usually in 4 or 5 areas of your life. And I make sure that you get not only the gains that other people are going to get over the 12-month process, but I'm going to be really pushing you to be all that you can be. Because I'm going to know when you're slacking, Daniel, because I'm going to pay special attention to you. So look, it's another special private group. It's regular video calls with me. There's a whole lot more that goes on, and I'll explain that to you. But yeah, that's what happens.
Okay, so it's video calls with you and stuff like that, right?
And we also have meetings twice a year. There's a whole thing that goes along with the Inner Circle as well.
Okay, so I already gathered the funds. I'm gonna join tomorrow. So, but I just wanted to clarify a little bit more, like what's really included. You know how it is with other programs, like they promise stuff and then it's like, fuck yourself. So
yeah, they're not London Real, but no, I hear you. No, it's great to ask. Those are good questions. So look, but lock in the standard tonight.
It's done.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah.
Cool. Welcome, Daniel. Look, I'm really pumped to have you, man. Daniel, tell me, what's the biggest challenge for 2018? What do you want to absolutely take care of next year?
Just upgrade my life and unleash the beast.
I love it, man. But like, seriously, if you had to be specific, what are some of those things that you really want to handle?
In all areas and especially financially.
Okay. All right. So you really want to take your income game to the next level.
Yeah.
Do you think it's deeply rooted in kind of that emotional bank account?
Yeah, big time. I mean, I've been contaminated with like conditioned against money. So to get rid of that, and then yeah, just unleash the beast.
Anybody else here, just so I can see some hands up, that have a weird relationship with money and sometimes don't feel good about earning money or charging for money? Is there anybody here? Because Tom was just here for Business Accelerator. Thanks, Axel. I appreciate it. In the Business Accelerator, we just graduated 150 students, our most successful class ever. Tom and his classmates, they made $30,000 in revenue in week 6 of just ideas in their head. They just sold intellectual property. They didn't sell any goods. It was absolutely amazing. Sold 500 products. And they told me when they came to the interviews, they said, Brian, the biggest breakthrough was that I finally felt that when I charged money for something, I wasn't trying to swindle someone. And that when I charged money, what I was actually doing was empowering myself to help more people. And once you get that mindset, you're unstoppable. Because that way, you know, I always say, you help 1 billion people, you change 1 billion lives, you make $1 billion. And so that's the way we look at it in business. And so, Daniel, you're so right. We all have a really dysfunctional relationship with money. We all do. We all do. And it came from usually our parents, our cultural backgrounds, our country that we came from, and we feel dirty making money. We feel dirty thinking we deserve money. And what we do is we sabotage ourselves and we don't even know it. And then we blame it on someone else because we don't take extreme ownership. Daniel's down. He's like, yeah.
Ideally, I was listening to your interview with Vishen Lakhiani before, and like my big dream is basically like to rape McDonald's and make a superfood chain instead. Like to have, instead of fast food, have like superfood franchise.
Okay, man, I like that a lot, man. I love it. I love that concept, man. So look, I love it, Daniel. I love your energy, man. That's really good stuff. All right. So look, welcome to the program. Let's get you upgraded to Inner Circle. And look, you're on my email chain now. You're with Julian, so we'll get that happening tomorrow. Great having you aboard. All right. Really appreciate it. Chris, you're here, Chris. You're looking at me kind of strange. What country are you from, Chris? I wonder if you want to click in here. And David Hollis, what country are you from? And Jamie, have you joined us yet? What's up, buddy? Mr. Casablanco.
Hello, Brian.
Come on, man. You come to my studio. You come to my premiere. You're not going to join my Life Accelerator. What's going on?
Not at the moment.
Come on, Jamie.
I want to speak to Inspire.
Oh, you're doing that. I'm telling you, that's all good, man. But January, we can do some amazing things.
Yeah, I'm looking for the next Business Accelerator, actually.
That's good, too. But I'm telling you, most people think they need the Business Accelerator, but it's their brains they got to fix first. I'm just saying, Jamie, look, I like you a lot, and I think you're awesome. But I'm telling you, I wish the Business Accelerator people would take this course first. Because until you have all these things in your life, you try to throw money in the hole, and it's still a big hole. And you haven't figured out how to kind of engineer in success. So I'll just leave that with you. Anybody else here, just so you know. All right, any last questions? And of course, David Hollis, you're going to click in and tell me what city you're from. I'm curious who some of these people are. Any other questions?
Not at the moment.
Who's left here? We got Chris, who walked off. Martin, who I can see your glasses. Dan, click in here and say hi to me, Dan. Can you unmute them so I can just talk? Siebert, you tried to pay and it didn't work. Is that right? Okay. We're gonna get you sorted out, right? Okay, cool. Sometimes it's just about calling the card company or something like that. So we'll get that figured out. Justin, we're gonna sort you out. Axel is gonna pull the trigger later, and he's gonna go find an internet cafe in the Caribbean once every week. Right? Solution done, right? Again, take some extreme ownership. How bad do you want this, buddy? Tom Rode is joining us. Great to see you, sir. All right, David Hollis or Dan, come on, man. Click in and say hi to me. At least tell me what city you're from. If not, I got to go home and I got to see if I can strengthen my inner circle and see if Mariana still wants to talk to me at this hour, right? All right, last but not least, any questions? No?
Nope.
Okay, folks, cool. Look, if for some reason you change your mind in the next 5 minutes, then let us know. You can hit the chat in the Go Squared. You can send us an email at hello@londonreal.tv. And, oh, David, you clicked in. Where are you from, David?
I'm from the Czech Republic. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I love the Czech Republic. Where are you in? Prague or somewhere else?
No, from Moravia.
Okay.
But I live in the south of France, and now I moved to London.
Oh, okay, so you're in London. All right, well, welcome, dude. What's the big thing you want to accomplish in 2018? If there was one thing that you could just kind of sort, what would that be?
Well, I have many concrete plans, but to accomplish all that, the main goal is to earn from my coaching business 100,000 euros in 2018.
Okay, cool. I mean, like I've worked with a lot of people. That's very doable. What did you earn last year? Like, how much more of an increase is this? Is it 10x, 5x?
From coaching, it was about 25,000.
Okay, cool. So you want to 4x your game.
Mm.
Okay, that's good. I would probably adjust those goals to a 10x your game in the first week, and then see what are those action steps to go for the 10x. Because I find, David, that sometimes it takes the same effort to 4x something as it takes to 10x something. And it's just about thinking bigger and making your actions a little bit more powerful that get you to that level. So that's what I would start with, David, and say, okay, let's back out 250,000 euros. What does that look like? Okay, it's 20 grand a month, a little bit more. Now, what does that mean? Okay, how many clients do I need? Well, that means I need some clients that are going to pay me a little bit more. Do I need high-end clients? Where do I find those clients? Okay, and just start thinking around the box that way, because I've found that it's almost as easy to make 250 as it is to make 100 grand. It really is just a slight change in thinking. And sometimes by raising your price, you can actually make more money and work with better people. Because the truth is, for this course, I mean, we could charge $500, but I would work with people that aren't that interesting and aren't that motivated. And so I'd rather work with people at the top of their game and deliver those kinds of results so people can make an extra 150,000, and then it makes sense for them to buy this course and buy all my other courses. So this sounds interesting, David. How do you think you would change things if you knew you had to go to 250? What kind of clients would you need, and how would you find them? You're in London, so you could find these people easy.
Yeah, those who are really those who really want to make changes in their life, and those who feel like it is a burning desire for them to take the step into the unknown and have somebody who supports them.
Yeah, and have people that can pay for it, which would be really good too. So, yeah, I mean, for that goal to back out those kinds of numbers, I mean, 20,000 a month, is that really, is that hard to imagine doing, or is that probably doable for you?
It's not hard to imagine doing. Like, I post, for example, today I posted, something from my results from with a client that I love working with, and many people clicked on liked it, but nobody responded that they would like to have a session with me.
Okay.
So something that people said, well, I love that, but then they wouldn't respond in a way that they would love to get in touch with me.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to maybe even go in and rethink or re-educate yourself when it comes to the whole kind of lead gen process, and find out what you need to do to make it, first of all, like a media footprint, and just go through that whole way. I mean, that's stuff that we kind of teach in the accelerator, but the business accelerator. But still, I mean, if you want to get those big fish, you have to start sticking out a bigger net, and trying to find more people that kind of buy into what you're doing. So I'd probably get you starting off by producing more media. Do you do much vlogging or put yourself out on video out there? I can tell. And so that's probably what I do right away, is get you out of your comfort zone doing that. And actually, it's one of the things we do in the Life Accelerator, is we get you putting yourself on video a lot. First inside the group and later outside. And again, I believe that's the best way to advance your business, to get more comfortable, to also talk about your IP. So I think all of this stuff would really help you get further down your goal, and just to think a little bit bigger and find out the places we have to put you in, the social events, the conferences, the podcasts, in order to find those clients. So sounds exciting, David. Are you going to join us?
Well,
what happens
for the 7 days? For the 7 days, I wanted to post the first video in my life.
Okay.
Yeah, and excellent. I was really scared to do the first video, and I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
So
yeah. Well, what if I could guarantee you in 2 months' time, you would be comfortable to pull your phone out on the street and talk about, coaching issues, and upload videos to Facebook, to YouTube at will. And by doing so, you would start to attract people. And maybe it's a whole expat Czech community here in London that loves your accent, Or maybe it's someone else that just thinks, wow, this guy's really deep. He must be a chess player and really philosophical. That all happens alone just by taking this course. You could have a client that would pay for that. But I could guarantee that in 2 months, you would be so comfortable vlogging, it wouldn't be even funny. And funny enough, that's what some people have told me the value of our courses is, because they get them comfortable just doing that. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, Brian, if you would guarantee that, I would go for that. Yeah.
All right, I guarantee that. Let's do it. Let's do it. I guarantee it. Axel just joined us. His Caribbean excuse. So now, David, you don't have an excuse. So seriously, join us, David, and I will guarantee you will get over there. Because you'll have to. The accountability doc will force you to upload video until you do it to where you don't even know you're doing it anymore. Because you'll be uploading, honestly, videos every single day. So by the end of the course, you'll feel so comfortable doing it that you'll be like, wow, Brian, thank you. Now I have my own YouTube channel and I'm getting clients coming to me. I'm telling you, David, and I give you money back if I'm wrong. Why would you have to do this, David? It's a no-brainer. Join us.
Thank you.
All right, you got about 5 minutes left, and get these bonuses as well. Make sure you get the bonuses. We got a question? Simara Amy? Or is that for everyone else? Okay. All right. Any other questions?
You hear me?
Yes. Yes. How can I help?
The question is, I can't join this time because I am not going to be. I'm going to wait 1 month. Then
wait a month. But Axel's in the Caribbean for a month, and he just found a way.
No, what I'm doing is traveling around the.
Where? What, they don't have the internet connection? Where are you traveling?
Sorry, no. The possibility, no, not easily accessible, no.
Simara, I love you so much. I just don't want you to give yourself excuses. So I'm just trying to make sure.
I travel immediately, and it's not easy. No, internet is not. It's going to be very hard. So the question is, when is your next round? When
there is a chance I do this in a year, but honestly, I'll probably will be so big by now that we probably won't offer it to consumers anymore. So this could be it.
Oh, it's so good.
But you know that. But if you believe in karma, when you die, you're going to come back as someone else, and that person might be part of the Life Accelerator, and they might have a chance. So there's still a possibility, Simara.
No,
or you can figure out a way to make it happen.
No, it's very funny. It's up to maybe up to shy to ask that. I don't want any increase my business. I'm whatever. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I've got. But my main thing is here. I would like to remove this limited belief or obstacle in my way to create a relationship for myself. Is that your courses? Is that I know is the goal? Is your goal? Is you visualize it? You take an action, but it is too much in subconscious. A subconscious mind. I know the limited belief. I know the programming in my mind, but I know I don't know how can I get this one out to create that loving relationship for myself. Which is my problem. How can you guarantee?
I think you deep down inside you probably don't believe you deserve it. You're not putting out the energy to get it. And so that's why in this course, we strip everything down and we start with the basics. Module 1, we go into your brain. We quiet your brain down. We stop distracting ourselves with the damn mobile phone. We start practicing gratitude. Module 2, we get you into a mindset. Module 3, we actually start loving your body by feeding it better nutrients. Module 4, you start moving. Module 5, Simara is finally ready to talk about relationships. We go into your relationships. We honor and invest in the ones that are supporting you. We get rid of the toxic ones. And by module 6, Simara is planning her next 12 months. Now she's transformed. Now, funny enough, wonderful relationships come into your life because you're projecting this whole new energy that you've built from scratch by doing the hard work and going deep. That's what we're going to do. There's no Band-Aid. There's no quick fix. It's going to be hard days. There's going to be amazing days. You're going to have breakthroughs. But it does require some work, and that's what I'm offering you. Once in a lifetime chance to do this.
So it must be December and January or February, 3 months. Or
January 2nd to February 11th. If you miss one of the live calls, it's recorded. So you can watch it later. You get lifetime access to the module and to this amazing group of people. So if you want, you can take a week or 2 or 3 off, and you can watch those modules later and do the work because you're going to be in a 12-month accountability group anyways, because this goes until January, February 2019 with this incredible class that you're with. So if you want to come up with reasons and excuses not to take the course, you can. But the truth is is that you have 14 months to implement these things. You have lifetime access to me, to the modules, to the videos, to the live calls, to the Facebook group. It's all there. It's whether you're willing to go for it and pull the trigger.
No, the thing is, you're asking people why they're not joining. This sounds as that, okay, $1,900 is £1,500.
Yeah.
What I want to get in my life, 1,500 is nothing.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
It's nothing. It's nothing.
It's
Even
nothing.
I don't get that getting in the group, just supporting somebody accountable, it is valuable more than 1,500.
I agree. I think this.
I don't question about the cost. I think it's something that is said. Am I going to change? Is something going to change? I have done so many courses.
Yeah.
And I think,
Right.
I haven't changed.
Did you not hear the people here? Tom Rowe, did you not hear what Tom said earlier? Did you not hear
Brian,
yeah.
can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead. You want to talk to her?
Yes. Hi. I just
welcome.
from my personal experience, I've been to many entrepreneurial courses. I've done property investment. I've done physical products. I've done everything that is possible. And I joined Brian on the Speak to Inspire course about, I think it was 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it has transformed my life. Just believe me, this works because what he's saying is true. You have accountability 24/7. You have a support of people in the Facebook group. You won't regret it, seriously.
Yes. I don't think so. The cost is objective for anybody. No, it is not. Some kind of subconscious fear is coming. Is that possible? Yes, like you, I have been many other courses, many.
Yeah, there is nothing like this. There is nothing like this.
Accountability. But the only different is your accountability. Your accountability.
I think it was Shakespeare that said, "The lady doth protest too much." So I'll leave the ball in your corner.
Thank you.
I told you should do this. You've even told me it's a bargain. If you don't do it
No, that's true. That's true. Absolutely.
If you don't do it now, it's because you don't want these things for yourself. That's the only reason, because you can always come up with a reason not to do something. We've given you 20 reasons to do this. I really want you to join us, and I hope you do.
I'm happy to talk to somebody in your group to see how can I manage to do, because I'm away. I'm already planned to be away.
Yeah, sure, but I just told you. I mean, you have lifetime access to everything. Can you make the January 2nd call? Will you be here for that? Yes, you will be, right?
Yes.
So be here for that. You can join that. You can meet everyone. We've also got another call on the 9th of January. Are you still?
How can I get access to you people? How they contact me? How can I join now? Actually, I go to the website, but I couldn't go in.
So the link right there is in the chat.
Yes, the link is here. Yes, that's it. Link here.
TV/2018. Sign up for the course. And join us on the 2nd of January. You can be on that live call. You can meet everyone. Try to come to as many live calls as possible. Either way, you have access to the group. You have access to all the modules. You have access to the graduation if you want to come. And you can watch these whenever you can and be on the live calls whenever you can. And if not, you can watch these modules afterwards. I'm telling you, this is a game changer. This is a chance to do it, but you're going to have to decide. So
thank you. I feel good.
I think you have great energy. I think I'd love to work with you.
Wow. I have been following you a long time.
Oh, really? Well, then you know we're the real deal. Then you know.
I have been. And one of my wishes is one day to meet you.
Okay, we'll bring her to graduation, but you can't come.
I do. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, Axel joined us. Siebert, we're going to sort out your card. Justin, we're going to sort out your card.
I've joined you now.
Justin's in. Awesome. Siebert, we're going to sort him out, right? Axel joined. Axel, pull the trigger, my man in the Caribbean. I love it, right? Daniel joined us on Inner Circle. I know that Samara is going to join us tonight, and we're going to give her the bonuses anyways, because you can feel she wants to join, but I feel your resistance, but she's going to pull the trigger. I know it. So look, everyone here is amazing. David, I think, is also going to join us because he knows we can game change his business. And even Jamie, I know he's having second thoughts. But anyways, I love Jamie anyways. And he's crushing Speak to Inspire, so it's all good. So that's it. John Darcy or Dan, final call. Anything you want to ask me before my voice goes out? Anything? Any other questions?
Exactly.
Okay, folks, that's it. LondonReal.tv/2018. If you do change your mind in the next 10 minutes, we'll keep the bonuses. If you got any questions, it's hello@londonreal.tv. I love you all. Let's seriously crush 2018. It's been my honor to be teaching you here tonight. We're here for the next 100 years. So, join the club. because we're going big places. All right. Thank you, Mr. Bales. Appreciate it. All right. We'll see you all next year.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hello.